Happy Monday, happy Monday. Welcome in, welcome in. Let me bring in the other crew. Welcome in, YouTube. How is everybody doing? If you are just joining, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up on the live stream. Say hello so I can shout you out when you come on in here. I'm going to be teaching you guys how you can turn your passion into helping other people into a profitable business because that's what I've done. So now I get on here and educate you guys on what's possible for you, how you can build a life of freedom through starting an impactful business. And for me, y'all, it was a housing program. So get in here, get in here, get in here, and let's get into it. Welcome in, everybody. Let me bring FB in the chat. If you're just joining, make sure you guys give the live stream a thumbs up before we get started. TikTok, let's tap the screen. Let's get up to at least 1,000 likes, and then I'll get started. But hope everybody is doing well. Happy Monday. Thank you, Rupert. But tap it on the screen too, not just in the chat. Hey, Wealthy. YouTube, if you guys are just joining, say hello so I can shout you out in the comments. Hey, Babs. Come on in, TikTok family. FB family, get in here. Rafaela, welcome in, welcome in. This is your space where you get to dream big, live life on your own terms. I teach you guys how to create a life of freedom through creating an impactful business. For me, y'all, it was a housing program. So that's why I'm so passionate about teaching you guys on how you can start this up in your cities and your states because there is a need for housing everywhere, y'all. There are so many people in need of housing in every single state in this country. Hey, Joy, welcome in. Hey, Katanya, welcome in. Hey, Estella. Hey, Safe Harbor. If you guys are just joining, let's get the likes up to at least 1,000 likes on TikTok. YouTube, I'm gonna need for you guys to smash that like button. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Shantella. Who else we got? FB, welcome in. Okay, quick announcement before we get started. If you are a student of mine already, drop a 1 in the chat. I got a quick announcement from my students. And if you want to become a student, type 2. I'm going to talk to y'all in a little bit. But for my students, type a 1 in the chat. I do have an announcement for all my students. Period, Royal, period, Des. Okay, we got some of my heavy hitters in the chat. I know that's right. All right. So for my students, I had to start a brand new community. So I want you guys to not get left behind. The brand new community that we are in on FB is called Bed to Bread, number 2, Bread Housing Community on FB. And that's where you guys are going to be able to find me, get ongoing support from me on your journey, stay connected with the other students that's doing their biggest one. When I tell y'all, I don't know no other teacher, no other coach that had a success rate that my students have. It's one thing to brag on myself, but to be able to brag on the people that I've made have their own housing program, people that are just everyday people just like you guys, I love that. That's honestly what keeps me going. And I know I've been telling y'all that I'm not going to be teaching housing no more, but listen, when God got other plans for you, you're going to kind of reroute it, but that's where I am right now. So I'm still here, y'all. I'm still pouring into my community. I'm still teaching the girlies and the guys how to become financially free through starting a housing program because honestly, y'all, it really fills my heart. When I get to see other people in position to win, I love that. So why would I stop? So it's not time for me to stop right now. God had other plans, but you better join the winning team before you get left behind. That's all I'm saying. If you ain't with the winning team, you ain't trying to win. And that's just that on that. Glam Goddess said, I just found out you left FB. And I'm like, what? Listen, Glam Goddess, I did not leave anything. I did not leave anything, y'all. Why would I leave a group of over 2,000 of my students? I have coached over 3,000 students on how to become financially free through independent housing. I would never leave any of my students behind. I had to create a new community. So that's what I did. That's what I did. And that's just that on that. Unique said, what? I'm just getting started. Listen, y'all, I am not that type of person. I really am. And even when I be trying to have my own way, God be like, nope, it ain't your time yet. Go help them people. So that's where I am. But I didn't leave the community, y'all. I was told to create my own group. So I was just doing I was just taking orders. I was just listen. I'm the type of woman, I'm not going to go back and forth with a person. So when you tell me to do something, guess what? I'm going to do it. That's just that on that. Why you ain't leave, you just transition. That's that part, Lavada. I just wanted I want to stand on my own too. And honestly, y'all, I've been standing on my own too. I am my own brand. But I want full reign of my in-person events. I want to be able to take this thing. Listen, y'all, housing is only a small portion of me. What I got in store for my brand and the different routes and avenues I want to go to, I can't just box myself into housing by itself. Yes, housing is going to forever always be a part of my brand and who I am. But guess what? I give y'all mindset. I give you guys personal development. Like it's bigger than just housing. Yes, I teach you guys how to get wealth, but I also give you guys the mindset to keep the wealth. And that's always what makes me different than anybody else on this internet. Anybody else that's teaching housing, I'm going to give y'all everything. I'm not just giving y'all housing. I'm going to boss you to a better life, period. I'm going to push you to want more out of yourself for life. You shouldn't be settled with just making 5K a month if you can make 10K, if you can make 20K. That's the type of mentor I am. I don't settle in nothing in life, y'all. I will never settle. I could be making 80K a month. You think I'm going to be like, oh, I'm good with just 80? Listen, if I have potential to make $1 million a month, who am I to stop at 80? Who are you to stop at 10K a month if you have a potential to make 80K a month? Like y'all got to make it make sense. That's what I'm here. I'm here to bring out the best in you. Yes, I bring out the best in myself, but you cannot be settled in life. The day you settle, the day you going to listen, I'm always elevating. My brand is based on elevation, y'all. If you think I'm just about to sit in one way, and this ain't that. You might want to go find you a coach that can speak your language. But on this channel, this is a safe space to elevate and live life on your highest terms and be your best self. However that looks for you. It looks different for everybody else in this chat. I know for me, it's doing everything I set out to do. And I don't mean put me in a box of housing, y'all. Yes, housing is my season for right now, but it's so much more in store. And I can't wait to reveal when it's time for y'all. But come on now, don't ever let nobody put you in a box in life. So for all my students that's in the chat, welcome in. I didn't mean to go off on a tangent, but I just had to get that out. I'm very passionate. If you're new to me, my name is Lane. I teach you guys how to get paid from walking in your purpose through starting a business, any business. Honestly, y'all, housing was a business that did it for me. But on this channel, we don't put ourselves in a box. We go after our dreams. We create the life of our dreams. We build the life of our dreams. And how do we do that, y'all? Through starting a business. That's what gave me my dream life, starting a business. So I'm here to be a mirror to you of what you can have in your life. You ain't got to hate on me. You ain't got to hate on the next person that's successful. Why you can't build something the same way that they build something and live life on your own terms? That's what the difference is, y'all. That's what make me different than anybody else on this internet that's teaching housing. I'm bigger than housing. I always had that mindset everywhere in life I go, y'all. Even before I was a business owner, right? Even before I was a business owner, I used to work at the warehouse. When I be telling y'all, you ain't gotta sling Amazon packages. Listen, y'all, I look like this, but I used to work in the warehouse. Even when I was working traditional 9-to-5 jobs, my coworkers would hate me because I'd be like, I'm bigger than this job. They used to hate me. But listen, that's the type of mindset you have to have. I'm bigger than this. I'm bigger than this. Listen, when you know you meant for more, you know you meant for more. Can't nobody clock my tea. If you don't like it, step aside. But you can't stop this motion. Can't nobody stop this motion. And that's just that on that. And that's just that on that. Somebody needed that motivation this Monday. Y'all getting some Monday motivation from me. But yeah, so welcome to the chat, everybody. If you're new to me, my name is Lane. I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. This was the business that has made me financially free. So that's why I'm so passionate about teaching you guys how attainable financial freedom is for you when you start a housing program or any business for that matter. But this is what I teach my students. I've helped over 3,000 students know how to start their own housing program. Out of all those 3,000, maybe like 200 are successful, 300 really stay down for they come up. But like in any business, y'all, you got to put the work in. You got to stay down for your come up. You have to build. Nothing is overnight. Success is not overnight. I've been having my housing program business since 2021, and I still have them to this day. I have 6 houses and 49 beds. I rent all 6 houses with permission. So that means the landlords, they know what I do and they love what I do. So I teach you guys how you can set these housing programs up in your cities, in your states. You don't need licensing for this, y'all. You don't need a certification, and you don't even need to own a property. I always tell you guys, and I always tell my students, as long as you got a business mind and a heart to want to help people, you definitely can thrive in this field. Hey, Bridget. So if I have any students in the chat, I do have a new community now for us. We are now in the Bed to Bread community, housing community over on FB. That's where you guys can find me. I had to create a whole new group. That's what I was told to do. So that's what I did, y'all. I did not leave my students behind. I would never leave over 2,000 of my students in a group. So y'all got to use y'all common sense. But so now we are elevating to another community, and I'm going to show you guys how to join. This is only for my students. If you're not a student and you want to become a student, just sit tight. I'm going to teach you guys how to become a student. But this is a quick announcement for my students that are in the chat. The new community that we are in, y'all, it is called the Bed to Bread Housing Community, and it has 2 beds like this. So if you purchase anything from me, a webinar, a replay, my bundle, or if you attended my in-person event, you have access to me and my students inside of this community. It's an exclusive community. This is not a free situation. You have to invest in yourself to be in here. So this is where all the magic happens. This is where you get ongoing support on your journey. Jazette said, can I start? Anybody could start this, y'all. I don't care if you a felon. Now that you're on your own, please share the other opportunities within your brand. Period. I will. I definitely will. I'm building it. Hey, TJ. But listen, y'all, I always been on my own. I just collaborated with somebody. That was it. I just collaborated with another person to do it in-person events and host a group together. But that was pretty much it, y'all. Always been on my own. I always had my own coaching, my own teaching. So I didn't understand what the big deal was, but that's a story for another day. But for those in the chat, we're going to get into it. I'm going to walk you guys down how you can start your very own housing program in any city, in any state. I don't care what your background is. I don't care if you're a felon. I don't care if you don't own property. I don't care if you never graduated from high school. Listen, you don't need none of that to be successful in this business. I am not no nurse, y'all. I am not no CNA. I am just a baddie with a business mind and a heart that love to help people, and I found a way to get paid for it. So that's why I get on these platforms and I teach you guys how you can get paid for helping people and living life to the fullest, honestly. So the name of the new group, let me show you. It's called number 2 Bread Housing Community over on FB. So this is where you guys can find me for all my students. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. This is where we are now, guys. I am no longer in any other group. This is the only group that I'm in pouring into my students, which is the best. I would say it's best to get the bundle. So for everybody that's on the chat, I have a live class coming up this Saturday. I'm going to be walking you guys step by step how to start your own housing program in any city, in any state. But it's just a live class only. However, if you do want to have forever access to the replay and you want forms included, then you need to add the bundle at checkout, or you can just purchase the bundle by itself. So it's completely up to you. It's completely up to you. TikTok, let's get the likes up to 5K, y'all. Let's get the likes up to 5K. But we about to get started. I want to give y'all the rundown, but I just had to come in here and speak my piece and give a quick little Monday motivation for y'all that sleep in the chat. But listen, don't settle in life. Go be everything you want to be in this life. And I don't care. Don't let your fear hold you back. Don't let your overthinking hold you back. You will never know until you try. Listen, y'all, if I would have known that my housing business would be as successful as it is today, I wouldn't have known. I wouldn't have just known. I just tried it, y'all. I didn't know it was going to be this successful. But you never know something going to work until you try it. Who would have known that me starting a housing program would lead to me teaching and coaching over 3,000 people how to become financially free and actually helping people change their life, start a business, leave their 9 to 5. So everything Everything has a plan and a purpose, but you have to go out there and build the life that you want. So that's just that on that. All right, before we get started with the class, because I'm gonna give you guys a class on how to start your own housing program, just a quick rundown so you know what it is that I do and how you can start this up in your cities and your states if this is what you choose to do. But before we get started, I really need to hear this. Period, Carlene. Before we get started, a couple of rules of the live stream. I'm gonna need you guys to engage with me if you want me to keep going. So for that means for YouTube, you guys hit the thumbs up on the live stream, smash that like button, like, comment, and subscribe. And then TikTok, y'all give me up to 5K likes. I'm gonna need some energy in this chat. FB, y'all hit the hearts and all of that good stuff. And then I'm going to answer questions at the end. But if you are new here, I teach you guys how to start your own housing program. So you guys might be thinking, also another thing, when I tell you guys to drop a word in the chat, make sure you drop it in the chat because that lets me know that you guys are paying attention and you understand what I'm putting down. Because I don't do confusion, y'all. I never want to confuse you. My mission is to break things down in a clear and concise way that you understand and that, you know what to do. All right. So, what is a housing program? A lot of y'all like, okay, what is a housing program? So, that a housing program is what I call it, y'all. I put my own little spin to it, but a lot of people call this independent living. Some people call it independent housing. Some people call it shared living, co-living. It's all the same concept. However, the only difference is when you're starting your own housing program or your own independent or your own shared living home, the key thing is we are only providing housing only. I want everybody to type housing only in the chat because I'm going to let you guys understand what exactly it is that we do because a lot of you guys get confused with different things. So we are only providing housing only. So you as a housing program, your job is to provide these people housing only. So let me tell you guys what this is not. This is not a group home. This is not a personal care home. This is not an assisted living. And this is not a nursing home. Because if you want to run those type of things, guess what? You're gonna need to have staff. You're gonna need to be certified. You're gonna need to be zone licensed. With the method that I teach you guys, when you focus on providing these people housing only, you do not need no license. You don't need no 24-hour staff, and you don't need a certification to do this. Because guess what? We are not giving out 3 meals a day. We're not bathing nobody up, and we're not sitting here giving out medication. As long as you focus on providing these people housing only, you don't need those licensing, y'all. And that's why any everyday person can start a housing program. I don't care where you are in life. I don't care if you just came home from prison yesterday. If you want to start a housing program, you can start one up. I don't care if you didn't graduate high school. I don't care if you don't own property. Any everyday person can open up their own housing program. And that's just that on that. I have students, y'all, that are felons. I have students that just came home from prison in January and already got their housing program up and running while they're in the halfway house. So that should tell y'all something. I have a student, I have students that are single mothers. I have students that never started a business in their life. Thank you for the gifts. The name of the community is called Bed to Bread Housing Community. That's where we are now, guys. So if you are a student of mine, go request the Bed to Bread Housing Community and make sure you guys put your email that you purchased from in the description and then you'll be approved. So yes. Now, so that's what we are, guys. We are opening up housing programs. We not doing group homes no more. We not doing personal care homes and we not opening up assisted livings. Why? Because an everyday person cannot open that up. A lot of y'all would never be in position to have 40K sitting in your bank to go and go get a sprinkler system and purchase a house. A lot of people would never get to that step. So that's why I teach you guys this business model because it's way more attainable for people. Now, let me even break it down even more for you guys. So when I call it a housing program, I kind of like to relate what we do as like an Airbnb. If anybody has ever stayed in an Airbnb, drop a 1 in the chat. If you ever stayed in an Airbnb, drop a 1 in the chat, and I'm going to explain to you guys how what we do is kind of similar to Airbnb in a sense. So just drop a 1 in the chat if you've ever stayed in an Airbnb. Because before I did this business, y'all, before I had my housing program, I used to do Airbnb. And honestly, I like this business way more because it's less turnover and I don't have to sit here and be on pins and needles Oh, am I going to get a bad review? Listen, this ain't no Airbnb, y'all, and this ain't Section 8. Housing programs is the new wave. This is what's making everyday people financially free. This housing programs right now, y'all, is what's making people hit 5K months to 10K months to 20K months. A lot of y'all ain't never touched 10K in your entire life. But guess what? I didn't hit my first 10K month until I started a housing program. And that should tell y'all something. I done did every business under the sun. I did lashes. I did Airbnb. I sold every type of thing. So that should tell y'all something. When you find the right business that is in high demand and that's needed, when I tell y'all this money will never be an issue. And that's why I love housing, because housing is a business that is a necessity. This is not, oh, I don't have to have somewhere to live tomorrow. No, if we don't have a house and a roof over our head, y'all, we're going to pass away. So that's why everybody needs housing. What happened to the previous group? Nothing happened to the previous group. I was removed, so I had to create a new community. So that's where we are now. So my students are in a new community. I created a new community for my people. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community on FB. Hey, Mark. Housing only, no butt wiping or cleaning people. Heavy on that, Chantel. Listen, you ain't got to be nobody's CNA. You ain't got to be nobody's nurse. Only thing you have to do is provide these people with a safe, clean living environment. That's it. So think of it like an Airbnb for people that never want to leave, right? Now back to how this is kind of back to how this is similar to Airbnb. Y'all throw me off. Um, so how is this similar to Airbnb? For the ones in the chat that said they stayed in an Airbnb before, guess what? When you stay in an Airbnb, you have to follow rules. You cannot be in that person's Airbnb doing whatever you want to do, having parties, bringing extra guests. It's the same concept for your housing program. When you start your very own housing program, you set rules for the people in your house to follow. So I always tell my students, you can make your housing program as strict as you like, or you can make your housing program as lenient as you like. You just tailor it on to your personality. So for example, me in real life, y'all, I run a strict program. So you best believe my housing program is a strict program up in there too. I don't play with them. I do not play with them. So they know what time it is. But just know that um when you have structure and rules in your home, you are going to have a business that flows way better. Because here's the thing, y'all. A lot of y'all, when y'all hear this business model that I explained to you guys, you might be thinking, oh, this is like a rooming house. This is like a boarding home. I do not like those words, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Because there is a thin line between a rooming house and a trap house. Number one, in them rooming houses, those people don't have no accountability. They have no rules. They coming and going as they pleasing. They in them rooms getting high. They in there sneaking people in, doing all type of crazy stuff. In your housing program, you have way more control. So whatever rules you set for your house is what the people will follow, and that's what I love about it. And honestly, y'all, that's where the impact comes in this business. Because when we have a safe and structured living home, guess what? It gives our people a peace of mind. This actually pours back into the community because we're not just setting up trap houses. I don't teach y'all to set up trap houses in the neighborhood. We are actually making a difference. Yes, we're getting paid, but we're also making an impact at the same time. Keisha said it's like a membership. That part is very similar to like a membership. So, and listen, the way you want to explain your program is this is an at-will program. I always tell my people, you could leave at any time you're not happy or you find somewhere else. You could leave at any time. Let me say this, y'all. These are not your tenants and you are not nobody's landlord. You are a housing program. Everybody drop program in the chat. Because I'm about to get y'all to understand. A lot of y'all be moving in the mindset of a landlord. Oh, these are my tenants. No, y'all. These are not your tenants. You are a housing program. And this is a big difference. We not giving these people, they not no tenants up in here. When a person is under a program, they have to follow rules and pay their fees. In the event that my people are not paying and they not following rules, guess what? They hitting the road. I'm not playing with them. Same thing as an Airbnb. When you stay in someone's Airbnb and you don't follow their rules, they have a right to tell you to leave and you have to leave. So that's just that on that. So I teach you guys to set up your own housing program. And the beauty of this business, there is no right or wrong way to do this. So you can make it as strict as you like or as lenient as you like. So some people have rules, like for example, I'm gonna give you guys three of my non-negotiable rules that I would never bend on. Number one, no visitors. I would never allow them to just have visitors hanging out inside the house just for the safety of the house. So you definitely want to set your non-negotiable rules that they cannot break. So you're going to figure out what that is for your housing program. Everybody is different. Now, we understand we are starting a housing program. Now you might be thinking, well, how are we getting paid to house these people? Like, where is this money coming from? If you're wondering how we get paid in this business, drop a how in the chat and I'm gonna show you guys how we get paid as housing providers because it's not what a lot of you guys think it is. A lot of people think that, oh, you got to go get a grant, you got to do this, you got to do that. Listen, I get paid every single month like clockwork, y'all. That's how I'm able to live my life, get on the planes, take trips, live free because my money, I'm already paid. I'm already paid for the month. Hey, Flower. Now, in this business model that I teach you guys when starting up your housing programs, this is a private pay business model. So, what does private pay mean? Private pay means that the individuals that we house, they pay us directly. So, you don't get paid through the state, you don't get paid through grants, you don't get paid through insurance. And listen, y'all, the biggest misconception that you guys think when you hear the word homeless, you think these people don't have no money. But these people have money, y'all. Somebody drop money in the chat. I only teach my students how to go after individuals that are homeless and that get money. That's what the difference is. We not housing nobody for free, y'all. This is not charity work. We got to get paid for what we do, and we are a business. This is not a nonprofit. This is a business. We got to get paid. And there's nothing wrong with getting paid to help people. There's nothing wrong with getting paid for your purpose. So don't let nobody tell you otherwise. So I teach you guys how to get paid for helping others and creating these safe spaces. Now you might be thinking, what type of income do these people have? So the type of income that I enjoy receiving and that I teach my students to go after is the people that get Social Security, disability, VA benefits, retirement, and some of these people even work jobs. However, out of all the people that I just listed, Melissa said, I'm a student and I'm patiently waiting to be approved to the group. Yes, I'm definitely going to approve everybody when I get off of here. So, what was I saying? That's why I read comments. Y'all be throwing me off. Let's get the likes up to 10K TikTok. Let's get to 10K likes. What was I saying, y'all? That's why I don't read comments. I get distracted. Somebody remind me what I was just talking about. Oh, the type of income we receive, right? Hey, Elaine. So the type of people you want to house in your housing program, they have to have these type of income sources, y'all. They need to be getting some type of guaranteed check. And that's Social Security, disability, VA benefits, retirement. Thank you. That's the type of income you want to prioritize. Now, I do out of all 49 of the beds that I do have about 4 people that work a job, but I would never tell y'all to fill y'all houses up with working people. That's going to be your biggest mistake right there. That is going to be your biggest mistake because your housing program will be unstable. Listen, when you cater to housing to a demographic of people that get their money every single month like clockwork, for example, the people that I house, y'all, they're on a fixed income. Everybody type fixed in the chat, and I'm going to tell y'all what that is. Everybody type fixed in the chat, and I'm going to tell y'all what that is. The people that we house, y'all, they're on a fixed income, and that means that they get their money every single month from on the first and the third. Chantel, why was I removed? Because I was collaborating with somebody else, and that other person was the creator of the group, and I just collaborated with them. So that's why I be telling y'all you got to build your own because build something that can't nobody take from you. Because guess what? If they do take it from you, you go out there and build it again. And that's what I'm doing. So currently, y'all, I'm in the rebuilding phases. So I had to create a brand new community for my students. So that's where we are now. We are in the bed to bread community. So do not get lost. Do not get left behind because that's where I'm pouring into my students currently. So the people that you want to house, y'all, make sure you prioritize these people that get a fixed income because guess what? The people that I house that are on a fixed income, I don't have to chase them down for no money. A lot of y'all biggest fear is are these people going to pay? What happened if they leave? So we are right now we are in the bed. Who was calling me? Right now we are in the bed two bread housing community on FB and it has two beds in it. Let me show you. But I've been posting it everywhere on my pages, y'all. I don't want nobody to get left behind, but this is where we are now. It's called Bed Two Bread, the number two. Bed number two. And if you have any problems finding a new community, just send me a DM and I'll send you guys a direct link or email. But this is where we are now, guys. This is where I'm pouring into my students. I had to create this group from scratch. And right now we are at 561 members. So we're doing our biggest one. And I only created this a few days ago. So I'm so happy for everybody that's coming back home and finding their way back. But anyway, I want you guys to only prioritize housing people that get a guaranteed check because that's going to keep you paid every single month like clockwork. They didn't take it. We still here. Period. Glam Goddess. Heavy on that. So I want all my people to find me in the new community because I'm no longer in the other one. I can't post. I can't say anything. So Elaine, just send me a DM and then I can send you the link when I get off of here. The next event. Uh oh, TikTok. This is my only platform. I would never inbox you guys first. It's a lot of fake accounts, so please do not get scammed. Lane Lavish is my only TikTok account, and I have I think 75K followers on here now. So yeah, that's that. My next in-person event, guys, is gonna be the Bay Area. I'm so excited, y'all. I'm gonna be in the Bay May 30th. I'm gonna be going on tour. The name of the tour is Keys to Take Off. So I always tell y'all, housing is the vehicle to your best life because that was a vehicle to my best life. So I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to create your dream life through starting the housing program because that's what I did. I left the other group. I come with you. Period, mommy teacher. Shout out to all my somebody said movie said we are the prodigals found our way back home. I'm cracking up. Y'all, I love my community down. Shout out to y'all for supporting me. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. But that is hilarious. But yeah, welcome back home, y'all. We are over in the bed two bread. So that's where you can find me and the other action takers and the other winners. But I would never leave my community of students. I had over 2,000 students in that group. I would never do that. So yeah, that's just that on that. But I'm gonna be in the Bay Area teaching housing May 30th. Y'all get in the room. It's gonna be a vibe. I can't wait to show you guys everything. Like I'm putting my all into these tours. So you can't even get into you. Yeah, I was removed. I was removed. I can't even speak my piece. So I was removed. So to get the ticket to the Bay Area, I'm gonna post it in my bio. But if you want a ticket to the Bay, just inbox me and I can send you the direct link. But I didn't it's on Eventbrite currently. They're on Eventbrite currently. But yeah, oh, the Bay is gonna be amazing, y'all. Listen, I'm so excited for the Bay. It's gonna be rooftop. We're gonna be in a penthouse suite. It's gonna be so nice. We're gonna be on a rooftop. It's gonna be the views. Y'all know how the West Coast is. It's gonna be a vibe. Every stop in this tour is gonna be a vibe. I'm gonna be in Houston. I'm gonna be in Atlanta. I'm gonna be in Philly. I'm gonna be in Chicago. Listen, I'm gonna release the dates for y'all because I'm waiting on my graphics girl to send me the graphic. But we going on tour. We going on tour. I'll be there. I told you I had an event in Cali. Come. Period. Yes. So I'm gonna need all my Bay people, all my Cali people to come out, please. I think my date for Philly is, let me see, but I'm gonna release the date so y'all can save the date. I think Philly is gonna be in September. I think Philly is going to be in September 26th. I'm gonna be in New Orleans. So for my Louisiana people, I'm gonna be in Charlotte in December. Charlotte is gonna be the last stop, but I don't want to spill it. I don't want to spill it. I don't want to spill it. So we just find you on TikTok. I'm on all platforms. I'm on FB. I'm on YouTube. It's gonna be the Bay Area. It's gonna be in Oakland. So the venue is in Oakland. Once you get your ticket on Eventbrite, the address and everything is there. So it's gonna be amazing. But for all my students, we are now in the Bed to Bread housing community over on FB, Las Vegas. Um, Las Vegas gonna have to come to the Bay. I don't know. But yeah, y'all, it's only gonna be 30 spots for each location because I'm limiting seats. So you gotta first come, first serve. First come, first serve for this housing tour. Keys to take off. Listen, y'all, we gonna have the planes. It's gonna be a vibe. We are getting on the plane. We going up. I don't know about nobody else, but we going up. So that's just that on that. But I love curating experiences for y'all in person. So the FB name is, let me show you. It's Bed to Bread Housing Community. Bed to Bread Housing Community. This is where all my students are now, guys. So make sure you don't get left behind. This is where we are getting ongoing support and we building strong. We rebuilding strong. It's so amazing. It's a lot of love in this group, a lot of support. We got some guys in the community that's really taking big action. Thank you, mommy teacher. Let me make you a mod. I don't know if you a mod, but when I tell y'all my student success rate is next level because I really want to see people win. And when your heart is pure and you really want to see people win, things just align perfectly every single time. Um, do you have hey Felicia? Do you have a specific group you work with? When you say group, are you talking about the people that I house? I'm about to get back onto the class. Yeah, our men is doing their biggest one. Like one of the guys, his name is Darius, y'all. Let me show you his testimony. Darius said he just started last month and he already got a house filled. He already got a house filled, and Darius is in Virginia, y'all. That should tell y'all something. These men is out here doing their biggest one. Darius. He said, "Hello, everyone. Got started last month, and I have a house full right now with tenants about to move in this week." That should tell y'all something. My community is really some heavy hitters. They really some action takers. That's why you be careful who you invest with. Be careful who you attach yourself to because success leave clues. And I know for mine, it's to the top for us. For me and mine, it's always to the top because I really speak life into my students. I pour into them. I overly give into them when it comes to information, when it comes to my time, when it comes to my resources. So that's why you want to make sure you investing in a person that's really in the field. And another thing, y'all, I really have experience in this business. I've really been doing this business since 2021. Since 2021, and I have 6 houses and 49 beds. So everything that I teach you guys, this is my real life. I'm not teaching you something that I learned last month from somebody's course. I really live this. And there is nothing in this business that I have not encountered that I can't coach you guys on. I've been through a person not trying to leave. I've been through everything, y'all. Only thing that I can say I never had to do was evict someone because I know how to not evict someone. I know how to get people out of my house. And that's what I teach my students, how to get people out your house. Because we are not landlords. This is a housing program, y'all. So dope. Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Keisha. But yes, when I tell y'all, there's room for each and every one of you to be successful in this housing space. You don't have to start a group home. You don't have to start a personal care home or an assisted living. And I used to be just like y'all thinking, wow, the only way I can really help people and house people, I got to start a group home. And when I actually went down that process of trying to start a group home and I saw that, oh, you got to have this much money, you got to have this many years of experience. I said, this ain't never going to happen until I actually found another way. When I tell y'all there's so many ways to get to where you want to get to in life, you just have to find your path. And for me, y'all, the path was a housing program, independent housing. And that's why I teach you guys start an independent living home, start a housing program, start shared living. This is the new wave because why? You don't need no license to start this up. You don't need no zoning, no certification. As long as you got a business mind and a heart to want to help people, you can thrive in this business, y'all. I don't care where you came from. So that's why I'm telling you guys, any of you can start a housing program. Anybody. Now, let's get back to how we getting paid. So I want you guys to prioritize only housing people in your housing program that get guaranteed money. And that's just that on that. Now, you might be thinking, well, let me back it up some. Let me back it up some. Now, when you're starting your housing program, what I teach you guys, the way I teach you guys to set up your homes, these are shared rooms. Everybody type shared in the chat. Everybody type shared in the chat because these are not private rooms, y'all. we are getting paid for shared rooms. And yes, there are grown independent people that are willing to share a room with another individual. Why? Because they have no other choice. So, in this business model, y'all, the way we make our money is really through shared rooms. Is really through shared rooms. So we put a minimum of two individuals in one room. We put a minimum of two individuals in the one room because the more people you can house, the more people you can help, the more money you can make. But with that being said, y'all, I'm not telling y'all to stack these people up to the ceiling. Still move with decency, still move with integrity, make it comfortable for them. So, yes, that's why I teach my students to put a minimum of two individuals in one room. Now, how we get paid in this business, y'all. So we get paid by the bed. Everybody type bed in the chat. We get paid by the bed. We're not renting out private rooms. So you might could say we're renting out beds. So we are only getting paid by the bed. So the person that pays you, the only thing they have is that bed in that room. That's it. Now, and the mission of my community, y'all, is called Bed to Bread. So we take them beds and we get paid for these beds. These are twin beds, y'all. These ain't no queen size California king. These are regular twin size beds that people are paying you every single month to have a safe space and a roof over their head. So yes, there are adult people that are willing to pay you for this shared bed, for the shared room, which is a bed. Now, you might be thinking, well, how much can I get paid per bed when I start my housing program up? Now, everybody, depending on where you are, is going to vary. But me personally, I'm based in Metro Atlanta. So my bed price, y'all, my bed price starts at $750 a month. Now, I want everybody in the chat to drop where the city that they're in or the state, and I'll let you guys know what my students are charging in your area per bed. Now, everybody drop their city in the chat, and I'll let you guys know what my students are charging per bed. So Florida, I see people, some of my students are charging a minimum of 800 per bed, all the way up to 1,000. So it just depends on what part. Cali, they're charging 950 per bed to 1,000 per bed. Where else? Arizona, they're charging about 800 per bed. Virginia Beach, anywhere between 750 to 850. Alabama, I've seen people charge as low as 500 to 750 per bed. North Carolina, it's about 600 to 750 per bed. New Jersey is about 850 to 950 per bed. Now, what's going to determine how you price your beds, y'all, is going to be two things. Number one is going to determine the cost of living in your area. So, for example, some areas that you guys name are higher to live than others. So of course your bed price will be higher. And then another thing that's going to determine is the people that you're housing, what they can afford to pay you. Now, let me break it down for you. Being that I'm in Georgia, Georgia is kind of cheap to live, y'all. So that's why I can price my bed at 750. But if you're in California, of course, you would not charge no 750 for a bed. You would have to charge at least 950 to 1,000 per bed because your rent is more than my rent. So you would just have to take into account how much the cost of living is in your area and how much the individuals that you're housing can afford to pay you. Now, when it comes to how much the people can afford to pay you, right? Now, in my area, I'm in Georgia. Most of the people that I house, they're on a fixed income, and most of them are only getting $943 a month every single month in their check. So that's why I charge them $750 a month. However, with that being said, I'm in Georgia. I start at 850, highest at 1050. Period. That's good for you, Mama Indy. So yeah, everybody, these are starting prices, y'all. So my beds start at 750. Everybody, your bed price should be starting at, because you should be able to go up depending on if they listen. So, but back to what I was saying. Yes, my beds start at 750 a month. However, I do have some people that pay me a thousand a month per bed, and I do have some people that pay me 1,200 a month per bed. But those people, they get more than 943. So you have to know the people that you're housing, how much they can afford to pay, and your cost of living as well. Kay Wallace said mine is 700. I'm in Ohio. Period. So for those that's in the chat, if you currently have a house up and running, drop in the chat what your bed price is so people can know. Rupert said 1K Miami, 800 Fort Myers. So everybody in the chat, if you currently have a house, drop your city and your bed price so people can know what to charge if they are in your area. But period. Shout out to the community in the chat. So New York, I have students in upstate New York. They charge about 850 and 750, 850. It just depends on what part of New York. New York City, y'all, it could be a little tricky because it's kind of expensive out there. How much is Wisconsin? Now that's one state. I don't know if I have students there, but you could be the first. You could be the first student. But I got students everywhere though. I got students in Arizona, Colorado, everywhere, everywhere. Shanice says she charged 225 per women, $10 per child weekly. Oh, you do women and children? One safe haven charges 1,000 in North Dallas. Okay, Dallas is in the chat. Yeah, I got students in Dallas too, y'all. That's doing their biggest one. I don't know if Robin is in the chat. What about Chicago? I got students in Chicago. I don't know what they're charging. Where my Chicago students at? But my Chicago students be charging. I would think Chicago would be like 850. If it's somewhere in like a major city, y'all, you would have a right to charge higher, of course, because that's the city. But yeah. So how you're gonna price your beds, right? So I've seen people charge anywhere as low as $500 a month per bed, all the way up to $1,200 a month per bed. I do have students in Ohio. I sure do. Yep. So you can charge anywhere between that, y'all. But in my program, I tell you guys how to price your beds in my program. I'm just giving you guys a general, ballpark range of what you can charge per bed. Because I'm about to show you guys how much one house can bring you every single month. Because I'm gonna use my actual real house that I have to this day. So that's the thing, y'all. We are getting paid by the bed. Now, before we continue on with the money talk, I want everybody in this chat to tell me if you could make one amount of money every single month, how much would you want to make? Tell me your freedom number. Is that 8K a month? Is that 10K a month? Is that 20K a month? I want everybody to dream big and drop in the chat how much money you would love to make every single month. We got 10K, we got 25K, period. We got 8K, 10K. Where y'all at? Y'all not trying to dream in this chat tonight? We got 10K, 10K in the chat, 20K, period. Rupert said, I'm gonna meet my 10K. Rupert, where you located? In Florida? 20 and up, period. We got some heavy hitters in the chat. We got 10K on YouTube, 25K, 100K glam guys, period. I'm cracking up, period. So yeah, however much would it take for you to leave your job, pay your bills comfortably, live life on your own terms. Chantel said 50K, period. Okay, so here's the thing, y'all. I'm going to teach you guys how you can figure out how to get to your freedom number through providing housing to the homeless, right? Now, remember, we get paid by the bed. And all of the numbers that you guys name in the chat, that is attainable for you. That is attainable for you. Have you ever thought about expanding city to city? I'm in different cities. All of the numbers that you guys drop in this chat is attainable for you. Yes, you can make 20K months. I didn't make my first 10K months, y'all, till I started my housing program. And I didn't realize how easy I made it until I was looking at my bank statements one day. I'm like, what? I got this much money left over. So when I'm telling y'all, housing the homeless can really turn you up while helping your community. This is the best kept secret. Nobody's talking about this. That's why I be trying to put y'all on, because number one, it's not regulated. Number two, you don't need a license to do this. You ain't got to be nobody's nurse. You don't have to be nobody's CNA. As long as you got a business mindset and a genuine heart to want to help people, you can start this up. I don't care if you somebody that did 30 years in prison. I don't care if you somebody that's in recovery. Long as you want to make a change and help people, you can get paid for it. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. It's people out here clocking into a 9 to 5 and they ain't got nothing to say about that. But when you starting a business trying to help somebody and get paid, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. That you need to be a nonprofit. No, we're getting paid for what we do on this channel. This is not charity work. We have to get paid for what we do. We got bills to pay. We got rent to pay. All of that stuff. What they tell you on the airplanes, you cannot save nobody else if you don't put your own mask on first. I teach you guys how to get yourself out of survival mode, out of struggle mode, so you can really live life more abundantly and pour back into people at the same time. And that's what life is about. You have to get out of your own struggle before you can help somebody else. And that's just that on that. And that's what I'm telling y'all. Housing is the vehicle. Housing is the vehicle for your elevation. It was the vehicle for mine, y'all. I'm not telling y'all something that I don't live in real life. Housing programs really turned me up. I would not be in front of y'all today if it wasn't for me staying down for my come up, building 6 houses, 49 beds, going out into my community, making a name for my business. I would not be here. But guess what? I'm here. And now, why not me tell you guys how you can set these up in your cities and your states? Because there's a need for housing everywhere. I don't care where you're located. I can't house everybody, y'all. I'm only one person. I'm only in Georgia. I don't want to house everybody. And honestly, I'm comfortable with my 6 houses because I'm on to my next business ventures. I already have other businesses that's on the background. So I teach you guys how to set up one thing and how that one business can change your life. And you can use the money from that business and start you something else, do you something else. That's the goal, y'all. Now, let's calculate how we can get to our freedom number when it comes to providing safe housing to these individuals in need. Now, for those in the chat that said they want to make 10K months, 20K months, the only thing you need to do, you need to figure out how many beds is it going to take to get you to your freedom number. Now, let's do some math, right? Let's do some math. And I'm going to show you guys a real life example of what one of my house is bringing in. So, let's say you want to make, let's say, let me bring up the calculator, right? Now, before we get back into how many beds it's gonna take, so I'm gonna let y'all think about that. But I'm gonna show you guys the numbers from one of my houses. My very first house that I started with, that I signed my lease back in 2021. I still have that house to this day. It has 9 beds in that house. Now, typically, when my students are first starting out, I teach you guys that you want to start out with a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. That's a 4-2. So that's why I want everybody to start out with. If you can get access to a house, whether you rent, whether you own, I don't care. Marie said, I need 12 beds to leave my job, period. So yeah, work on them 12 and get there because it's possible for all of y'all. And a lot of y'all don't need a lot of y'all be thinking, oh, I want 20 houses. Listen, y'all, you don't need all them houses. Imagine having 20 beds, what that could do for you. Let's say you have 20 beds, right? Let's say you have 20 beds and you charge 750 for those beds. That's 15K a month, y'all. That's just 15K a month just to have 20 beds in your houses. In your houses. And this is like 3 homes. This is like 3 homes. 8 times 3 is 24. And remember, y'all, I tell you guys to start out with at least a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And why a 4-2? Because you can get a minimum of 8 beds in that house. Everybody drop 8 in the chat. I'm about to break it down for y'all. Drop your eights in the chat. Drop your eights in the chat. Because if you have a 4 bedroom and a 2 bathroom, you should be able to get a minimum of 8 beds in that house. And how are we doing that, guys? We are doing shared rooms. We are putting a minimum of 2 individuals into one room. So you want to make sure that the house that you select, the rooms are big enough to put at least 2 twin beds in those rooms, because that's how you maximize your impact. And that's how you're going to maximize your income, that money. We turning these beds into bread, y'all. I'm not playing with y'all. We really getting paid for helping people. And that's just that on that. So when you start your very first house, I want you guys to have a minimum of 8 beds in that house for it to make sense for you. Now, there are some people that start out with a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, and that's fine too, because I understand that some areas the cost of living is higher. But if you do like a 3-2, I would say do not go under 5 people. If you go under 5 people, it's not going to make sense financially if you don't own that house free and clear. Because I teach you guys how to do this through renting these houses. I rent. I have 6 locations. I rent all 6 with permission. So I know a thing or two. But yeah, so if you do a 3 bedroom, make sure you have a minimum of 5 beds. I would say 6, but 5. And that's if rent is super cheap. Rent got to be like 12, 1300 for me to even entertain a 3 bedroom. So that's just that on that. Now, with my very first house, it's a four bedroom, two bathroom. I have 9 beds in that house, y'all, and I'm gonna tell you why. I have 9 beds in that house because one of the rooms were just way too small to put two twin beds, so I made it a private, and that's okay. That's okay. You just don't want to fill your house up with straight privates, but it's okay to have one private room. Now, let's do some math. Let's do some math. All right. So, my very first house, y'all, I have 8 beds at 750 a month. So the 8 beds are my shared beds, y'all. So right now, that house brings me in 6K a month. 6K a month. Now, let's not forget, I got one more bed that's a private room. I have one more bed that's a hold on, y'all. I gotta do this puzzle piece. I have one more bed that I added to this house, which is a private room, and I charge 1,000 for that private. So let's add the 1,000 in. And that private room, y'all, is like a little shoebox. It ain't nothing big, it ain't nothing spectacular. Is like a small room, the smallest room in the house. Now, so my very first house, y'all, it brings me every single month 7K. Everybody drop 7K in the chat. And I'm going to do the utility. I'm going to break the utilities and the rent down for y'all and all of that. But right now, I want everybody to type 7K in the chat. This is 7K, y'all, that I did not have to slave over. I did not have to sling an Amazon package. I did not have to stay shackled to my house. All I had to do was set up this house one time, furnish it, fill it with the right people, and make my money, collect my money every single month. This is what the difference is. This is what you call building a business that can really give you freedom. Because guess what? When you set up your house, you furnish it, and you fill it once, and your people are stable, your beds are staying filled. This is what you can be expecting every single month, y'all. This ain't like Airbnb. I was doing Airbnb before this, but guess what? My money was up and down on Airbnb. And another thing about Airbnb is you could get one bad review, and guess what? They're going to shut your listing down if you get too many bad reviews. I don't recommend that. When it comes to starting your own independent housing program, nobody's coming to clock your tea. Nobody's coming to tell you, oh no, you got a bad review, we got to shut you down. Listen, as long as you guys focus on providing housing only the way that I teach you guys, you don't got to worry about getting shut down. We're not providing services. If you guys are just joining, drop just join in the chat, and I'm gonna give you guys a quick recap. But that one house, y'all, my very first house, it brings me in 7K every single month. And a lot of y'all in this chat say y'all want to make an extra 5K, 6K, 7K, 10K. Literally sitting at the table with my clients after trusting the process. Period, Nakia, where you located? Period. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. We really living life on our own terms, creating a life of freedom through starting these safe housing programs. Anybody can do this, y'all. You can be an everyday person, Callie. Nakia, are you one of my students? But period. That's what it's about. Now, if you're just joining, I teach you guys how to get paid from housing the homeless through starting your own housing program. Anybody can do this, y'all. You do not need a license. Nakia, did you need a license out there in Cali? Because people be swearing. People be swearing. Nakia is in Cali. Nakia, did you need a license to start this up? Did you need to go to zoning to start this up? Let the people know. Let the people know. Bay Area, okay. Period. Period, Nikita. That's cool. You definitely can come to the Bay. So yes, there you have it, y'all. She did not need no zoning. She did not need no license. And this is for Cali. And this is for all my students, y'all. This is for all my students. I didn't even need no license. I didn't need no zoning. I give y'all the blueprint. I lay it out for y'all step by step, but y'all have to follow it. Now, when you start going in there, calling the city up, excuse me, do I have permission to house 6 unrelated individuals? Why would y'all go do that if I didn't tell y'all to do that? Like, you got to make it make sense. If somebody that's been in this field successfully, still in the field to this day, you think I'm going to sit here and lead somebody wrong? Like, y'all got to use y'all common sense. So you got 2 type of people in this world. You got the scary people and you got the action takers. You got the risk takers, then you got the scary people that stay stuck in a 9 to 5 and never level up. So which one are you going to be? The choice is yours. All I know is the risk takers is the money makers around here, because that's me, y'all. One thing about it, I love taking risks. I'm always take a risk. You walking out your house every single day, that's a risk. It ain't no guarantee you gonna come back home. So what you scared for? Scared for what? I'm the type of person, y'all. anything that I do in life, I always think, what's the worst that could happen? If it ain't nothing that leaves me going to jail, getting locked up, okay, we good. We good. As long as I end up in jail, locked up, we good. But listen, though, if the worst that could happen is somebody come knock on my door, oh, you're not allowed to do that. Well, I want you to come and prove what I'm doing in my house. Come and prove what I'm doing. Who are you to tell me what I could do in my house? Make it make sense. But y'all be so scary. That's why y'all need to invest in the right coach, the right mentor that can really talk some sense into y'all. But y'all so scary about a book, y'all just give up before you even start. And I hate that for y'all. I really do. I really hate that for y'all. And that's why it shows that some people going to stay stuck, some people going to elevate in life. I'm one of them. I'm going to always elevate. I'm a risk taker. I break rules. I'm not scared. I ain't never been scared. And that's just that on that. But I do everything that's not illegal. I do anything that's not illegal to get ahead in this life. And if that's providing safe housing to my people that's independent and high functioning, and that's why I teach you guys. When you focus on housing these people that are independent and high functioning, who gonna come clock your tea? Nobody. We are not running up group homes. Now, the minute y'all in there, y'all trying to house these dementia patients, you trying to house these bed-bound people. Now they're gonna come lock your tail up, and you deserve that because I ain't teach y'all that nonsense. I'm teaching you guys to house independent, high functioning adults that can do for themselves. People like you and I, but that just can't afford to live by themselves. What's illegal with that? It ain't like you over here giving out medication. I'm not telling you to go over there cooking them up 3 meals a day like little babies and giving them med count. Listen, the minute you start moving like that, now the city have every right to come knock on your door and shut your tail down because you're not licensed. And I don't teach y'all that. There's a difference. You want to learn my method, you're gonna have to lock in and stay tuned. Cause this is what we doing these days. We starting housing programs up, y'all. This is a new wave. This is a new wave. So if you want to miss out on the wave, be my guest. Y'all know when Airbnb was a big thing back when COVID was around, and y'all want to know what happened? I jumped in during the Airbnb wave and I made my money too. Same way everybody else. Well, I don't know. Do we need a permit to start an Airbnb? Listen, I jumped in, I got me an apartment, furnished it, made my money, then I got on up out of there. A lot of y'all be sitting around twiddling y'all thumbs, waiting for the perfect time, and it's going to pass you by every single time. You better not miss out on this wave of the independent housing. That's all I know. Because this is money that's people gonna always need a place to lay their head, y'all. When I tell y'all there are so many homeless people and not enough housing opportunities for these people. Now let me tell you guys why. Let me tell you guys why housing programs are so needed in your community for the people that we house. Number one, the people that we house, the people that I teach you guys to cater to, a traditional landlord would never rent to them. A traditional landlord would never rent their house to somebody that gets only $940 a month. They don't make three times the rent. A traditional landlord would never rent to somebody that's on parole or probation. Remember, y'all, we house that demographic too. They would never house nobody or never approve anybody to stay in their house that got evictions on their record. They got bad credit. What we are as housing providers, as housing programs, y'all, we are really second chance housing. Somebody type second chance in the chat because that's what we are. We provide second chance housing to these people in need because guess what? If it's not for housing programs like us and like yourself, the people that we provide housing to, they would either be in the streets, in the shelter, or in a prison or a jail. There's really no in between, y'all. There's really no in between. And that's why housing programs are so needed. That's why people will rather share a room in the house than to be on the street or in a shelter sleeping on a little thin mat like this. Y'all be thinking the twin beds is bad. They love them twin beds. Them twin beds feel like heaven when they sleeping on that thin mat at the shelter. That's what the difference is, y'all. So we are actually providing safe and structured living environments for these people in need and giving them a second chance because a regular landlord would never. They would never. Had my first independent housing partner, Panther. What's that? But let me tell you guys the demographics that you can house in your housing program because there are so many ways that you can make an impact through housing these people. And a lot of y'all thinking that, oh, I just want to house veterans. When I tell y'all it's so many people that need housing outside of just veterans, y'all gotta wake it up. And the worst thing that you could do as a housing program, as a housing provider, is only provide housing to one demographic. Because guess what? You're gonna go out of business before you even start. Now, I'm gonna tell you guys the different demographics that you can house, and then I'm gonna tell you guys the best demographics that I enjoy housing because guess what? They always pay, they never not pay me, and they follow rules and they don't give me a whole bunch of back talk. So these, let me tell y'all the demographics that I enjoy housing in my housing program. Number one, I enjoy housing veterans. I enjoy housing. Oh wait, no, let me tell y'all all the demographics you can house. So all the demographics you can house, right? You can house seniors. You can house veterans. You can house people coming home from prison. You can house people that are living with HIV. You can house people that are in recovery. So if they're recovering from like substances and alcohol, you can house that demographic too. You can house, I've seen some people house single women and children. I wouldn't recommend that, y'all, because that's a high demand. Like it's a lot of demand and it's not worth your headache. You can also, I've seen people house aged out foster youth. I would not recommend that because they don't have no money. So do not don't house that demographic unless you want to be stressed out. Uh Big O said, I love challenges. Listen, that's the biggest mistake I made. You might think you love a challenge, but when you get up in there and they giving you the runaround and they only pay you $900 for each room, you gonna think twice about that, and you only making probably $500 profit. Listen, you gonna think twice. At the end of the day, we running a business, y'all. I teach you guys how to get paid while also making an impact for yourself. But these things gotta make sense. We are not a charity. We are not a nonprofit, y'all. The only way I would tell y'all to house single women and children or house like aged out people is if you got some type of grant. You don't need no grant for this. I teach you guys how to do this business without needing a grant. Grants is nothing but headaches at the end of the day. And then people gonna be trying to clock your tea, how you spent this money, what you done did. Oh, I'm gonna come lock you up. What you do with that money? Now you gotta pay us back. Listen, I don't need nobody over my shoulder bothering me, telling me how to spend my money, trying to regulate what I got going on. If you want to have them problems, be my guest. But listen, I teach you guys how to build a soft life and a serious income for yourself. Listen, if we talking soft life, serious income, I'm not trying to go through all that nonsense with these people, putting me through the ringer for $900 for a room. Make it make sense. When you can get $1,500 for that room and not have to, nobody have to talk to nobody, but know where to find them people that get that check. I teach you how to find the people that get a check. Everybody type check in the chat. Type check in the chat. I'm teaching you how to get them people that get a check. I ain't chasing nobody for no money. The day I gotta chase you, you about to get on. I'm not playing. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with these. Listen, you in my house and I gotta chase you for money. Oh, I got something for you. I got something for you. And that's just that on that. I teach you guys how to get people that are homeless that have money. That's what's going to save you. Because the minute you start trying to do this charity stuff, you're going to go out of business so fast. Now, here are the best demographics you want to house, guys, that I love housing, that pay me every single month like clockwork. I love those veterans. I love the seniors. I love the people that get a disability check. I love the ones that's a little slow, but they got good sense. Them to be the best ones because they follow rules and they listen. I love the guys that's coming home from prison because they follow rules. And anytime they get out of line, guess what? Officer so and so, I'm calling your PO. You could play with me if you want to play with me. I'm calling your PO. I love having leverage over them, y'all. So that's why I love the reentry population. They will not get out of line. And the minute they get out of line, you calling a PO up like this. And that's exactly what I'm doing. Every time I'm calling your parole officer right now. Don't play with me. As soon as you say that little line, oh, they're gonna get right. You say you ain't got what money? Oh, they gonna find that money. Let me call Officer so and so. Oh wait, well let me see what I could borrow. Oh, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Don't play with me, cause I'm about to call Officer so and so. Let them know you don't stay here no more. You need a new address, and now you really gonna be in trouble. Now you really gonna be in trouble. You ain't got no address on that name. So listen, y'all. That's why I love housing. Honestly, I love housing that demographic outside of that too because I help them get jobs. I help them get their life back on track. I pour into them. So it's bigger than that, but I do love having that leverage over them. So also I love housing people that are living with HIV. I house people that are what else? I house anybody that get a check, y'all. Anybody that get a check. So when it comes to you starting your housing program on who you can house, you need to be taking everybody with some money. So everybody in this chat, type all. I want you guys to house all people in need that get a guaranteed check. So everybody type all. I don't want you sitting here telling me I only want to house veterans. I only want to house seniors. Listen, when I tell y'all that's the fastest way to go out of business, because when I first started, I told myself, I said, I only want to house reentry guys coming home from prison. When I tell you that's the biggest mistake I ever made, them guys took me through there. They took me through there and they had no money. I was helping these guys get jobs. I was helping them get their IDs. And guess what? When they got their first check, they was gone. I was like, oh, heck no. And I had to sit here and pay rent for 2 months. 2 months. So y'all got to make it make sense. That's why I tell you guys, do not sit here and fill your house up with these working people, because you're going to be sorry. You're going to be paying these bills. At the end of the day, we running a business. So I want you to house all people that get a guaranteed check. What does that look like? Social Security, disability, VA benefits, retirement. That's who I prioritize housing. Out of all 49 of the beds that I have, y'all, I have 6 houses and 49 beds. Out of all 49 of my beds, only 4 of my people work a job. And that should tell y'all something. That right there should tell y'all something. Yes, I house working people, but I'm not about to sit here and fill my house up. Because what happened if you have a house full of these working people and everybody check is short that week? What you gonna do? You gonna be stuck with the bills looking stupid. And I'm like, oh well, let me figure this out. No, it ain't coming out of my pocket. Y'all about to get up out of here. So that's why I teach you guys to house these people that get a guaranteed check every single month. If they a little slow and they got good common sense, you better house them. Welcome home. Some of my favorite people, y'all, they slow. They a little slow, but they really sweet, and I love them. And they independent. They a little slow, but they independent, and I love them. So that's the type of people I teach my students to go after, so you can have a stable, successful housing business. Yep, welcome home. You a little slow? Welcome home. You know how to follow these rules? Welcome home. This is a place for you. Your bed is right here. Pick which bed you want. You want this bed over here? You want this bed over here? Oh, I like this bed by the window. Okay, it's yours. Welcome home. That's how you gotta do it. Listen, they be so happy, y'all. They be so happy. Yes, ma'am. They be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They old enough to be my granddad. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Absolutely. You welcome home. That's what it's about, y'all. We really changing lives and we getting paid to do it. So that's why I teach you guys. You can be as fulfilled as me, living life on your own terms. Start you a housing program. This is the new way, for real, for real. Are you hands-on with all your people? You don't have to be hands-on with your people, y'all. I'm hands-on a case-by-case basis, right? So I don't know if I have any day one followers here, but I had one guy that came home from prison. His name is, we called him Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze been with us about a year now. I think he came home in April, but Cool Breeze been with us for about a year. He came from the halfway house. He had his own money. And when he came home, I helped him get a job, get on his feet. And he stayed for as long as, yeah, that's his nickname. He stayed for, honestly, the beginning of this month, he said, and I'm actually proud of him, because most of the time the reentry guys don't last that long. When it come to housing the guys from prison, they might stay like 60 days, if that, and they go stay with their little girlfriend. So Cool Breeze finally said the beginning of this month, he paid up for this month, and he said that he's gonna go move in with his girlfriend, and that's fine. And these people, it's okay for them to move on. But that's why I tell y'all, don't fill your house up with those transitional population, because they going to eventually leave you. But I'm happy for him, because he stayed down, he worked his job, and then he went to go move with his little girlfriend. That's cool. But so you don't have to be as hands-on with everybody, but in his situation, he was in prison for 30 years. Yeah, Cool Breeze. Cool Breeze is leaving at the end of this month. So it's a bittersweet. It's another one of my bittersweets. But yeah, we helped Cool Breeze get a job. We help him get his ID. We help him open up a bank account. So all of that good stuff, that's what we do for our people. But everybody, you will not have to do that for every single person. He was a special case because he did 30 years in prison. Yeah, he didn't even know how to use a debit card. I had to show him how to use a debit card. I think he went in when he was like 18. He came home, he's like 44 or something like that. But he's been in prison for like literally 30 plus years, y'all. Literally 30 plus years. So that's why I teach you guys what we do is bigger than housing. We really changing lives. We really getting paid for our purpose. And I teach you guys how you can set these up in your cities, in your states. You don't have to be a nurse. You don't have to be a CNA. Half the time, the things that I do for my people, y'all, that's things that I would do for my family members for free anyway. Imagine having a cousin that in and out of jail, they come home, you helping them apply for jobs online. Half the stuff we do for these people, y'all, is like things that you would do for your family members for free. So just imagine getting paid to help these people get their life back in order. Like half the old people I got, all my seniors, I helped them order their groceries. That stuff I would do for my granddad, my grandmother. Same concept. You don't need no license to do that, y'all. You don't need no license. We just helping people. We helping people and we getting paid for it. And that's what I teach you guys. You don't have to overcomplicate this. Yep, as a social worker, I did it with my eyes closed. That part. Yeah, y'all don't have to overcomplicate this. Y'all be in there talking about, oh, I gotta go to the city. And they said, I'm like, go sit down, please. You ain't ready for it. Just go over there. Just go over there. You talking that city stuff. I know you ain't built for this. I know you ain't built for this. Period. It was an eye opener talking to you in Tampa. Oh, period, Ayana. Thank you for coming to Tampa. But yeah, when y'all start telling me that city, you scared of that city stuff, I know y'all ain't built for this. Let me tell y'all this. The city came to one of my houses. You think I'm scared of the city? The city can't clock my tea. That's the problem with a lot of y'all be too scary. The city came to my house. I told them my piece. And guess what? They went about their way because we're not doing anything illegal. We are not running group homes, y'all. We are not running personal care homes. We providing housing only to these independent people. They're like family to us. And if you take my program, you already know what to say. Now you up there being scary, you overthinking it. You ain't built for this. You might need to go clock in somewhere. And I'm just being so for real. I'm not trying to be funny, but you ain't built for this if you talking about you scared of the city. Cause I ain't scared of nothing. And that's why I got my business to this day, 6 houses, 49 beds. Ain't nobody clocking this T. Ain't nobody stopping this motion. This is God's plan. You can't clock nothing over here. And that's what I tell y'all. When y'all come into this business with the right intentions and you doing right by people, you think you're going to go down? You think you're going to go down when you out here doing things with a pure heart, with pure intentions? Why y'all think I'm so successful in life? Because I have a pure heart. Now you over there trying to do some weirdo stuff. You got these people stacked to the ceiling. Now the city deserve to come shut your tail down because you got some weird stuff going on. I don't teach y'all that nonsense. I do not teach y'all that nonsense. I teach you guys to really make an impact, provide safe and structured housing, all of that. Now the minute you start getting greedy and doing all that weirdo stuff, okay, they coming for you. You deserve to get got. But for me, a person like me that's too pure-hearted, you can never come for me. Ever. Ever. Marie said the city sending me referrals. I'm meeting with the city Thursday to talk about our program. Period. That's what it's about, y'all. We are actually a great resource for our city. We're not doing anything wrong. We're providing safe spaces for these people in need. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. But y'all so fear-based. Y'all listening to all these weirdos on the internet that's trying to get you to spend $3,000 on a course because they think they got some secret sauce. It ain't no secret sauce. It's confidence, the right mindset, and you putting the work in. What you trying to do? You trying to complain or you trying to get to work? Because I know with me and my students, it's to the top for us. And that's just that on that. I don't sit here do all this lip service. I actually put in work. When y'all don't see me online, I'm actually putting in work. I'm not just talking. That's why I'm successful. At the end of the day, the results is always going to speak for itself. You're going to tell when a person really in the field because they got them beds filled. They opened up 2, 3, 4 houses. They got too much motion. But when all you doing is talking about, well, the city said I could only house 5 unrelated. Well, go. This ain't for you, sweetie. Go sit down. This ain't for you. Go. You might want to go clock in somewhere. This ain't for you. And that's just don't worry, don't mind me. I'm goofy for real, for real. But anyway, for the ones in the chat, let's get back to the numbers. I want to show you guys the income potential that one house can bring you right now. Let's go back to my first house. So my first house, I have 9 beds in this house, y'all, and that house brings me in 7K every single month. Everybody type 7K in the chat because I'm about to break down how much rent is, how much you're gonna take home, and all of that. I love your energy. Thank you, Renee. Hold on. I know we haven't met you, but you was when I was crying for when I was born late. Huh? What you talking about? Anyway. All right. Now, so for this house, y'all, I'm bringing in 7K. My rent for this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom is only $1,850. So let's subtract $1,850. Oh, wait, before I get to that, let's talk about how to get these houses. I skipped a step, y'all. Let's talk about how to get these houses. Now, for everybody in the chat, if you own property, I want you to drop a 1 in the chat. If you don't own property, I want you to drop a 2 because I want to let you guys know who can and who cannot do this type of business. So if you own property, I want you to drop a 1. If you don't own property, drop a 2. There is no right or wrong answer. I just want to see who we have in the room. All right. Period. Shout out to all the homeowners in the chat. Shout out to all the homeowners. However, for the people that said that they don't own property, guess what? That is not stopping nothing. I do not own one property, y'all. I have 6 houses that I rent with permission. So that means the landlords, they know what I do and they love what I do. So that's why I teach you guys how you can get full permission from these landlords and property management companies to run your housing program. You don't have to own the property. You do not have to own a property. We have full permission to rent these homes. Now, for the ones in the chat, okay, so you might be thinking, well, do I need credit? Because that's a big question I always get in my inbox. Do I need credit for this? Do I need to have all this? Listen, when I tell y'all, when you know the right things to say to these landlords and you go in there with the right confidence, you go in there knowing what you're talking about, they're not about to ask you for all that stuff. When I tell y'all, when I found my property management company, I pitched them so good about what it is that I do. They did not ask me for a credit check. They did not ask me for a background check, and they did not ask me for a bank statement. You want to know what they asked me? They say, do you have first month rent and deposit? I said, yes, we do. They said, okay, well, we're going to email you over the portal to sign up and make your first payment. It was as simple as that, y'all. That's why I tell y'all, I have students that are felons that have housing programs that they're renting. Because when you go in there talking the right talk, them people is not asking you all that nonsense. Now, when you go in there and you all fumbling over your words, and I came back just to hear the inspiration because real. Oh, thank you, Mama Andy. Period. Y'all gonna always get that from me. I get y'all real life. I get y'all inspiration. I get y'all the kick that y'all need sometimes. Cause that's how I be talking to myself, honestly. But what was I gonna say? Hold up. Where was I at? That's how. Oh, so when you go in there stumbling and fumbling over your words, right? They're gonna be like, you go in there, well, so what is it that you do? Well, we house the homeless. Once you start saying all these wrong things, y'all, they're gonna be like, oh, you got bank statements, you got 3 times deposit, you got listen, the minute you start sounding like you don't know what you're talking about, yes, they're gonna ask you for a credit check. They're gonna ask you for all this extra money because you sound like you don't know what you're talking about. Listen, y'all, when I went to my landlord, I didn't have no bank statements. I ain't had no bank statements to show them, but guess what? When you got that favor on you and you look the part and you talking your talk, they not about to ask you all of that nonsense. And a lot of my students, they don't have bank statements either. And when you get to a point, I'm gonna say that for my students, but if they start asking for too much, move on. But listen, they didn't ask me for none of that. Even with my students that are felons that just came home from prison that went and rented out a house, they gave them the same pitch that I give all my students. I tell y'all the pitch what to say, how I get my yeses. You just gotta put some confidence behind that and look the part, and they gonna be eating it up. When I tell you I be having my way with these landlords and these property management companies, there's not a house I cannot have. They be throwing houses at me. One of my landlords today, y'all, he texted me. He was like, I got a house that's coming up near the airport. Can you let me know if you want to look at it? When I tell you I be having my way with these landlords and they don't ask me no questions. Don't be sitting here micromanaging me. I'm paying your rent. Get out my face. Don't ask me how much I'm charging. Listen, they let us have our way, and that's just that on that. So when y'all know the right pitch to say and how to go in there like you own the place, because you do, I'm a boss. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna own it, and I'm gonna always get my way. That's the mindset you have to have when you're approaching these landlords. Half of y'all is scary. Half of y'all don't believe in yourself, and that's why y'all stuff don't be working. That's why I need to invest with the queen and join the winning team. I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get you right every single time. I'm gonna get you right because I live this life. I've been through it, y'all, since 2021. I went through my nose. I went through so many no's until I got it right. So many no's until I got it right. But guess what? You better stay down for your come up. You better keep practicing. You better keep pitching until somebody tell you yes. Somebody gonna tell me yes today. I don't care which one it is. One of y'all gonna tell me yes. And that's exactly what happened. I had ended up getting a property management company that told me yes, y'all. And guess what? That opened the floodgates for me because I didn't have to just pitch to one landlord. The property management company was advocating on my housing program behalf. They was going in front of these different owners saying, hey, we got this housing program over here. They want to take multiple property. Listen, I'm not telling y'all what I think. I'm telling y'all what I do in real life. This is my real life. Hey, Merciful. That's why you need to get with the winning team, get with the queen. Y'all want to know why my students is so successful? Because guess what? It's the mindset and it's the work ethic. Half of y'all not trying to put the work in. Half of y'all got poor mindsets. That's the problem right there. But that's that on that. So yes, you can do this renting property, y'all. Now, for the ones in the chat that said that they own property, guess what? That's even better. For the homeowners in the chat, you ain't got to ask nobody for permission to do what you want to do in your stuff. This is your stuff. So listen, you got free reign, free motion. The only difference is you get to skip a step with having to ask somebody for permission. So whether you own property, whether you don't own property, you can still win and start your own housing program. I don't care. I don't care. There is no excuse for none of y'all not to get started. Now, let's get back to the numbers. Totally said, how soon can we start? Now, how soon you can start, that's dependent on your work ethic. I don't know your work ethic, y'all. One of my top students, she took my program and she got started within 2 weeks. But listen, results is not guaranteed for the people that don't put in the work. I don't know your work ethic. You know yourself better than anybody on this earth. If you know you a BSer and you know you about to sit here and twiddle your thumbs, you know you about to sit here and be scary and researching up all this type of stuff down to the ground, it might take you about 6 months. Let's just be for it might take you about 6 months because you got a lot going on. But for the action takers, the one that listen, y'all. I'm the type of person, I learned something, I'm implementing like this. Successful people move. We don't sit here and think down to the ground. Let me research this and see what this is about. Listen, y'all, I get an idea in my head. I'm looking stuff up. Okay, let me do this. Let me buy this. Let me purchase this. Let me invest in this person's course. Let me book this coaching call. Y'all be sitting here thinking too hard. And by the time you done made your mind up, the person not even teaching the stuff no more. That'd be the problem right there. But y'all got to learn how to listen. If you a person that take action, it could take you, I don't know, 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. It's dependent on your work ethic. Some people work 9 to 5, some people don't. So I don't know the type of time that you got to put into it. But I know when I first got started, I was able to fill my house within 60 days. 60 days. And from what I teach my students, you don't need to fill your house up to be successful. Only thing you need to that's giving y'all too much. You got to become a student anyway. But guess what? You don't need a full house to make your money in this business. And that's the beauty of independent housing. So I teach all my students how to build their housing program where it's making money. You ain't got to burn yourself out. You can still work your 9 to 5 if that's what you choose to do. Hey, sky's the limit. I wish you could take my house and rent it out. I want to live out of state. Fit Brit, where are you at? Where are you located? I might have some students that can rent your stuff out. I'm registered for your class on 25th. Period. You in the right place. Because guess what? If you in my class, on my webinar on the 25th, this Saturday, I'm walking you down from A to Z. A to Z. And that's just that on that. And you might want to join the winning team because ain't nobody pushing out success like me and my students. And that's just that on that. Now, where who at? Where who at? But back to what I was saying, y'all. Now, oh wait, hold on, GHC. Let's clock that T. We got some receipts in the chat. Period. GC Housing Solution said I took Lane's course October, open November, and opened my second home last month. She the truth. Listen, I don't gotta sit here and do too much talking. My students talk for me. I brag different. My brag is different. I don't gotta brag on myself and be like, oh, I did this. I brag on my students. I brag different because yeah, that's nice. You did it, but who did you help? Who did you help do that? Nobody. You just talking. You just chatting. My people is really having motion in this business, and that's what I love. That's what I love for me and mine. But yes, my students that are really investing in themselves and putting the work in, sky is the limit for them. But for y'all to be one to sit on the sidelines, I don't know. You could stay over there, but the real ones get it, and the girls that don't. The girls that get it, and the ones that don't. Let's clock that team. So I'm not here to convince nobody. We have emotion. Y'all see how we living. Y'all see how we living. We've been having emotion. We've been traveling. We've been making moves. We've been living life peaceful. We've been living the soft life. We've been doing all that. So I'm trying to teach you guys how you can build the life of your dreams, but you have to start a business. And the business that gave me my dream life, y'all, was independent housing. Independent housing was what did it for me. I never made six figures in my life until I started a housing business, a housing program. So let me show you guys how I got to my first 10K months in this business. I'm about to break down you guys what one house brings me in every single month. And I'm gonna teach you guys how to calculate your freedom number, and so you can know how many beds it's gonna take for you to get to your freedom number. Whether you want to make 10K months, 12K months, 20K months, you have to find out your freedom number. Now let's go back to my house. So my first house, y'all, I still have the house to this day. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and I have 9 beds in that house. I make every single month, I make 7K off this house every single month like clockwork, just off of me furnishing the house, getting a house, furnishing it up, filling it with the right people that are paying on time, they don't leave, they follow rules. Period. Robin said I got Lane's replay, attended the conference in Tampa, and all I need is one more person and my house will be filled. Period. Somebody screenshot and send that to me, please. Thank you. But yeah, y'all, so this is me setting up the house. This is you setting up a house one time and getting this money every single month. Now, you might be thinking, well, how much is your rent? My rent is only $1,850. So let's subtract the rent from this. And guess what? I ain't had to get nobody no medications. I ain't had to provide no 3 meals a day. I ain't had to bathe nobody up. This is just me providing a safe and structured living environment for these people to call home. That's it. All right. So after we paid our rent, which is $1,850, so somebody said food. Listen, y'all, we do not provide food for these people. Everybody type no food in the chat. Everybody in the chat type no food. It is not your responsibility to give these people food. These are grown, independent people. Grown, independent people. They know how to go in that kitchen and make them something to eat. They know how to make a bowl of cereal. They know how to make a sandwich. They don't need you to sit here and cook them up 3 meals. Now, if they need all that, I don't know what to tell you. Go get you a TV dinner or something, because this ain't that. I am not nobody's housemaid, but yes. So after we pay the rent, we're left with $5,150. Now, so with this housing, y'all, typically what I tell my students is to budget anywhere between $500 to $800 a month for utilities. Now, for this house here, my utilities never go over $500. It'd be like 420 for something. But for the sake of the example, I'm going to just subtract 500 so y'all can see some real numbers. Now, after I take out 500, now what's included in those utilities? That's your electric, your internet, your Wi-Fi, what else? Your renter's insurance, your cleaning supplies, whatever the case may be. All of that is included in your utilities. Now, remember, y'all, the bed price that we charge these people, this is for all inclusive housing. So everything is included in their bed price except food. So that's why I tell y'all to type no food, because we don't have to give these people food. So you just have to make sure you provide them a fully furnished living environment that's safe and that's structured. And that's it. That's it. So after we pay our bills, after we pay all of our bills, my profit, my take home is $4,650 every single month, y'all. Everybody type 4K in the chat. Everybody type 4K in the chat because a lot of y'all probably not seeing this at y'all 9 to 5. And if you are seeing it at your 9 to 5, you had to slave to get this 4K. You had to deal with miserable coworkers to get this 4K. You couldn't take off of work. You ain't had no PTO to get this 4K. Listen, y'all, this is 4K that come to you every single month like clockwork, as long as you keep them beds filled and you fill your house with the right people. You did not have to sling an Amazon package for this 4K. You ain't had to Instacart down to the ground. You ain't had to do Uber Eats to the ground. You ain't had to drive nobody in a Lyft for this 4K. You ain't had to ask no man for no 200 a week for this 4K. You ain't had to ask no man. You ain't had to ask nobody for this money. Listen, this is your money that you done made because you got your housing program, you set it up, you furnish it, and can't nobody clock your T for this 4K. Ain't nobody getting you for this 4K. I don't know if y'all watch Martin. Can't nobody jack you for your set? And he said, this is your 4K. Ain't nobody coming for you for this 4K. Of course, you pay your taxes. Don't ask me about no taxes, y'all. Y'all be, oh, do you pay taxes? Yes, you pay your taxes. You get you a tax professional. But ain't nobody coming to clock this T for this 4K. You better listen. And this is just one house, y'all. One house. I always tell y'all, one house was enough for me to change my life. I'm big mama, no kids, so I didn't need a whole lot of money to jump off the porch and go all in for my housing business. Now, if you got kids and stuff, it might take you 2 or 3 homes, right? But when I was getting my one house, y'all, this one house was doing me good. I was able to pay my little bills. I was able to pay my rent, had money left over. And guess what? I ended up going to get a second house. So that's why I always tell my students, you can take this housing program, this housing business as far as you want to take it. If you want to go out there and get 30 houses, ain't nobody coming to clock your T. Go out there and get your, listen, no, everybody gonna get you for your 77. I don't know if y'all watch Martin, but ain't nobody gonna come get you for your 77. It's just 77. Y'all know he went down to the employment office. Ain't nobody about to get me for my, listen. Ain't nobody getting you for your fork. This is yours. Can't nobody clock your T. You ain't got to deal with no man nonsense to get your 4K. You know how to open up a house. You know how to open up 2 houses. You know how to open up. Listen, y'all, and that's why I teach you how to build something for yourself. When you know how to go out there and build something, can't nobody stop you. You got the tools of success. Now you can scale this thing for as big as you want to scale it. Me, y'all, six houses is good enough for me. 6 houses and 49 beds, I'm cool. I don't got to sit here and have 10, 30 houses and trying to compete with the world. I don't care. Listen, I'm a businesswoman at the end of the day. Everything that I do is with a purpose. And for y'all that was asking me, how did I get the money for this house? For y'all asking me, how did I get the money for this house? Before I started this housing business, I used to do Airbnb. I just used the money from my Airbnb business and invested it into getting a house. All I needed to start, y'all, was $3,700. I paid $1,850 for the first month rent, and I paid $1,850 for my deposit. That's all I needed. And then when it came to my furniture, I already had furniture from my Airbnb. I used a lot of things that I already had. So when I tell y'all you can really set this up on a shoestring budget, you definitely can. It's not hard at all, but you have to know what you're doing. Make sure you got the right property that can make some money. Make sure you got the right people in your houses that's going to pay and that's not going to sit here and BS you around. And that's what I teach you guys, how to find the right people, how to structure your housing program. Listen, y'all, this 4K, this is me getting on planes, living my life, and I'm collecting this every single month. And this is just me living my life. I don't got to sit here and clock into no 9 to 5. I don't have to work a job. I don't clock in nowhere, y'all. What JT said, I don't have kids. I don't have to go as hard. But I do go hard, but I don't have to because these housing programs keep me paid. And that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. One house can change your life. And I remember one time I was on live and one lady was like, she just need money just to pay her mortgage. And honestly, her mortgage, she still had money left over. With this type of money right here, some of y'all just want extra money just to have to pay your mortgage so you can just relax and go on vacation. Why not start you one house? One house can be your little mortgage or your extra play money. I'm not telling you to quit your 9 to 5 if you don't want to, but why not build another income stream for yourself that don't require your presence 24/7? That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. There's so many ways to get to a bag, and I teach you how to get to a bag in an impactful way. Not only are you making money, but you're changing somebody else's life. You're giving somebody the opportunity of safe housing that a regular landlord would never. A regular landlord would sit here and judge these people that we house, y'all. They turn their nose up to them. Oh, you just came home from prison? Oh, no, you don't qualify. Oh, you don't make 3 times the rent? Oh, no. But they need us, y'all. That's why housing programs are so needed because we are really bridging the gap for these people. And I always tell my students, everybody deserves a safe place to call home. Everybody deserves a place to call home. I don't care what they did. Listen, y'all, if y'all knew that I house SEG offenders, and when y'all hear that, y'all be thinking crazy stuff. Every SEG offender do not touch children. I'm going to just say that. But we are really in the business to give second chances, change people's lives. Who am I to sit here and deny somebody housing for a mistake that they made? Like, y'all got to make it make sense. You are not perfect. Who are you to pass judgment on anybody? You just ain't get caught up for your nonsense. They did. They just got caught up. You didn't get caught up. So I would never sit here and turn my nose up to somebody that made a mistake in life and they're remorseful. I'm having an interview with them. They're remorseful. They're ready to start a brand new change. They got money. They're ready to pay for housing, but nobody want to take a chance on them. So you gonna sit here and pass your blessing up because you turn your nose up. Oh, you just came home. You got a violent charge. Oh no. Like, people make mistakes, y'all. Y'all gotta grow up. You ain't perfect. You ain't perfect. And these people out here need us. That's why they in these shelters. That's why they in these streets. That's why we're in jail and prison. Because nobody want to take a chance on them. That's why it's too much money out here to get. Y'all be sitting here turning y'all nose up thinking y'all only want to house veterans. Is more in the world that need help than veterans. No shade to the veterans. I love my veterans, but I'm for all people. I'm for all people. Who am I to turn anybody away? Especially when they got money. Especially when they got, listen, I'm goofy, y'all. Don't mind me. But yeah, especially when they got money and they ready to make a different, make a change for themselves. Who am I to, like, oh no, I don't take no violent offender. If you don't go sit down somewhere, you is not nobody's landlord. If you want to be somebody's landlord, this is not the place for you. We are a housing program. We are making a difference. You want to sit here and turn your nose up, go rent you out of a single family home. This ain't that. And I'm just passionate, y'all. I love advocating for my people. And you never realize what these people go through until you hear their stories, until you house them. That's why I'm so passionate about the people that I house. I will go to war behind them. I don't care. Any everyday person. Oh, I would never. That's disgusting. Let me tell y'all, right? I house SOs, right? I had one neighbor. I don't know how this neighbor found my phone number. These neighbors harassing me, texting my phone. Oh, you're a disgusting woman for housing these people in our neighborhood. I hope you lose your business. Like, what? Who are you to say? These people are under supervision. They serve their time. Who are you to deny these people? Could somebody tell her what SO is? I can't say it for TikTok, but it's a SEG offender. A SEG offender. But that's a very high demand field right there, y'all. A lot of people don't want to house them, but when I tell y'all, it's a big, wide open market for that demographic. But yeah, I don't know who the person was, but I responded right and I ate them up too. I text them right back, ate them up. Like, I bet you won't say this to my, like, where are you at? Which house are you even texting me from? Like, they got all this mouth texting to my phone. Oh, how dare you? You're a disgusting woman. How you gonna bring these people to our neighborhood? How about you take them to your neighborhood? What? These people are not bothering you. They have parole officers that come check on them every single month. Like, what? Let them live their life. So when I tell y'all it's bigger than housing, I mean that. I love what I do. I get paid to change lives. I live a purpose-filled life. I live a life of my dreams. I'm financially free. And that's why I teach you guys that's why I teach you guys how to set these up in your cities and your states to make a difference and make some money for yourself. You don't have to register your house when you don't have a house full of them. I don't have a house full of them. I only house one. So it's a difference. You can house I ain't gonna get into that, but I'm gonna say that for my community. But you can house people from prison without being licensed and certified, y'all. It's always a way. I have mentors in this field that was running for 15 plus 20 years. They gave me the game. I'm just telling y'all, but I ain't about to get no more out for free. So if you in this chat and you like, Lane, how can I learn your method? How can I do this under you? How can you become my mentor? If you want to learn from the queen, if you want to join the winning team, you want to know how you can set up your own housing program in any city, in any state without having to be licensed, zone, permitted, having to start a group home, having to start a personal care home, having to start an assisted living. You want to learn from the queen, you want to learn from the realest in the field and become a student of mine, drop a one in the chat. Drop a one in the chat, and I'm gonna show you guys how you can join the winning team today and get coached by me forever once you become a student. Because the thing about my people, I'm funny. The thing about my students, y'all, once you invest and you learn up under me, we locked in for life. I don't play that nonsense. I would never leave a community of over 2,000 of my students. So I had to create a new group for us. But once you're a student of mine, we locked in for life. So here's the thing, guys. So if you want to learn how you can start this up in any city in any state with no experience, no degree needed, you don't need 24-hour staff, you don't need to own a property. All you need is a business mind and a heart that want to help people, and you can do this. I've been teaching for 1 year officially, but I've been doing this business since 2021. So yeah, I just March 21st made 1 year teaching online. So yeah, shout out to y'all. And shout out to my students because I have over 3,800 students that I have taught in just a year. And that's a big accomplishment for me, honestly, y'all. Me being an introvert, that's a big accomplishment. So for everybody's in the chat that's serious about getting started, here's what I have for you guys. So I have two options. I have a live class that is going to be April 25th. So that's this Saturday. It's called Bed to Bread webinar, where I'm going to be walking you down step by step how to start your own housing program in any city in any state. I'm going to be explaining to you guys how to find homeless people in your neighborhood that have their own money. So I'm going to show you guys how to find people that are homeless that have money and that's ready for safe housing. I'm going to teach you guys how to find landlords and property management companies that are looking for people like you to rent their homes. And I'm going to teach you guys what to say to those landlords and property management companies in that class. I'm also going to teach you how to structure your housing program where you don't have to be shackled to your houses 24/7. You can actually live your life. Sometimes my houses ain't seen me in months, y'all. Some houses see me in the beginning. I used to go to my houses maybe like once or twice a week, but you don't have to be at your houses every single day. And then I'm gonna also teach you guys how to structure your housing program where it runs smoothly and you can just live life and scale. If you want to get another house, you definitely can. Or so I have that. So you can join my live class, the Bed to Bread webinar, which is this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then once you sign up today and once you become a student today, you have ongoing support inside of my exclusive FB community. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community, where you can ask your questions. So let's say you take the class. And another thing, y'all, you can also purchase the bundle. Now, if you're not available for the April 25th live class and you just want to go ahead and get the bundle that teaches you step by step that my students already have, then I would say get that bundle. You can either upgrade to the bundle or get the bundle by itself. The bundle is me teaching a class that's almost 3 hours long, pretty much the same class that I'm gonna be teaching this Saturday, but I break it down from A to Z, and you guys have forever access to that bundle. So that's the video and the forms that you're going to need to run your housing program successfully. So that's all the forms that I use to run my housing program. That's what my students have in their binders as well. So how can I upgrade to the bundle? Okay, I'm going to show you. So if you want to upgrade to the bundle, if you already purchased your class ticket, then you would just just DM me and I can send you the separate link. Okay, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna discount the class or the bundle. So y'all let me know what y'all want me to do. Um, If you want me to discount the class, drop a 1. If you want me to discount the bundle, drop a 2. And for both of the items, you get forever access. The only difference is the live class, you have to be there live. It's not a replay. Um, so the class is 197 right now. So to access the new FB community, y'all, you have to become a student today. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a sale on both the webinar and the bundle. So give me 1 second. But I'm only gonna do it for like 10 minutes, y'all. Because yeah, that's kind of crazy. All right, and the only reason I'm doing it because I want to grow my community because I'm building my community back from ground zero. So that's what I'm doing it. That's what I'm doing it. All right, guys. So hold on, let me put this on sale, and I'm gonna show you guys how to get it. I'm gonna show you guys how to get it. I'm gonna put it on sale. Um, all right, so for everybody that's in the chat, currently the bundle and the class is on sale. Honestly, y'all, whichever one you choose, you're gonna learn the A to Z method. You cannot lose. My students is really up right now because they invested in that bundle and they invested in my live class. Period. So here's what I'm gonna. Yeah, I have another FB community because I was removed from that group, so I had to start another group. But I'm going to show you guys after. So once you guys go get your bundle or get your class, come back and say, got it. And I'm going to show you guys how to join the exclusive community that you have forever access to ask your questions. You can attend the free monthly meetups. We have free monthly meetups where you can get your questions answered. You can speak to me, the other students in the community on the platform every single month for free. So let me show you guys. Once you get it, come back and say, got it. But let me show you guys how to get it. So on YouTube, what you guys are going to do, you're going to hit the drop down button here on this video stream. And for TikTok, what you guys are going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. So you're going to click that picture. And once you click on that picture, and I'm only going to leave it up for 10 minutes. Once you click on that picture, another box should pop up. Click on my picture again. And then you're going to go to my profile. And right where it says Stand Store, y'all, right where it says Stand Store, and the first 2 people that get their bundle, they're going to get a free coaching call. So come back and say, got it, so I can write your name down. And this is how you get the bundle. The bundle is currently on sale, y'all. And listen, we do have Klarna and Afterpay. So if you want to get the class and the bundle, you're just going to hit the class and you're going to add this bonus at checkout for the bundle. And then you're going to add this to checkout to get the bundle. And the bundle comes to you immediately. So if you don't want to wait till Saturday and you want to get started right now, add the bundle to checkout. And then this is how you guys use Klarna and Afterpay. You're going to hit that drop down and it's like a Cash App sign. So you're going to hit Klarna or Afterpay. That's what you're going to hit. And it's going to break it down into installments for you guys. So you don't have to pay the full thing today. It's going to only be in installments. And then make sure you put the right email. Come back and say, got it. And I'm going to show you guys how to join the community. Now, hey Siri, set alarm for 10 minutes. It's only going to be on sale for 10 minutes, y'all. I'm about to get off here soon because I've been on here almost an hour and a half. So, all right, timer is on, y'all. So y'all got 10 minutes to go invest and become a student. And let me show you how to join the exclusive community for my students that are in the chat and for the ones that just became a student. Shout out to you guys. So come back and say got it so I can shout you guys out. All right, for all my action takers in the chat, this is where all the magic is happening. Now, do not get your class or your bundle without signing up for this community. The only way to get access to my community, you have to become my student. This is not a free situation. You got to invest in yourself to have access to me. My energy is very exclusive. I don't let anybody around me. So I run a strict program in real life. So how do you upgrade? So Totally Healthy. If you already got your webinar ticket, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. But this is the community that you guys type on FB to get access. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. And make sure you put the email that you purchased your bundle or your class ticket with to be approved. And if you're already a student that purchased from me, whether you attended an in-person event, make sure you guys join this community as well. This is where you get ongoing support on your journey. You cannot do life alone and you cannot do this housing business alone. Because when I tell y'all, these people will get on your nerves. They will stress you out. This is a place you come to vent and get help. There ain't no other place like this on the internet, on the FB that's giving it up like we give it up to our students. So right here, y'all, we turn these beds into bread, and I'm gonna teach you in the class this Saturday. This Saturday, or if you get your bundle, it comes right to you, right to you. But I even have a video in there in the community of me pitching a landlord. Y'all, let me show y'all. This is me. The landlord didn't know I was recording, but I was using this as a teaching moment for my students so y'all can hear me live in action. So y'all know I really do this in real life. I'm not going to let y'all hear it. You got to invest to become a student to hear this sauce. But in the beginning, the landlord was like, oh, no, we don't allow subletting. We don't do that. But when I tell you, I really was, I was giving him the business. He was like, well, it don't sound too bad. We probably could do that. And I'm like, okay. So I'm just showing you guys real life scenarios of how you can pitch these landlords, what to say, what you need to practice before you go up there just talking crazy. Oh, we housing the homeless. No, we are really making a difference in our community, and I teach you guys how to do that. So if you want to become a student, right now is currently on sale for 10 minutes. So if you need me to show you how to become a student and invest in yourself and join the winning team, drop me in the chat and I'll show you guys. Oh, for FB, it should be posted in this live stream. Hold on. I did your webinar last year. No, if you already did it, you can just join the community. You already have access to this community here. Unless you got the replay. So, I mean, if you want a refresher, then you can. But if you got the replay where you can take your time with it, then you don't need to join. The day of the live class is the 25th. I think that's Saturday. But so for FB, the way you guys are gonna become a student, the way to join, you're gonna go. It should be pinned somewhere in this live stream, but if not, you're gonna click on my profile. Hold on. You're gonna click on my profile and this LINK right up here. So this is gonna teach you guys the bed to bread webinar, or the housing bundle is gonna teach you guys how to start your own housing program in any city, in any state, with no license, no zoning, no certification. You don't have to start a group home, y'all. We start in housing programs. This is a new wave. We call it an independent housing, independent living. This is the thing that's making people financially free. This is the best kept secret, y'all. They're not telling you about this. They telling you about group homes, assisted livings. We're not doing that no more, because any everyday person can start a housing program. And that's what I love about this business. I am not no nurse. I am not no CNA. I did not even have a healthcare background experience. All I had, y'all, was a bachelor's in psychology. And I really didn't even need that. Well, it's helpful in what I do because I do have mental health people that I see, but you don't even need that. You can be high school educated. You can be middle school educated. I tell you guys, the only thing you need is not pinned on FB. I'm not sure why, but it says this. I'm in your upcoming class. Check DM. Okay, I'm gonna check it when I get off here. So for my FB community, it should be pinned in here. But so yeah, y'all. For everybody that's in the chat, my upcoming class is this Saturday, and I'm going to be walking you guys how to turn those empty beds into bread. So if you're an empty nester, you got rooms that's empty, you got a spare basement that's not doing nothing down there. If you got an attic that you can put some twin beds in, listen, why not get paid for helping somebody and providing somebody a safe place to call home? Why not? Listen, let me show y'all. This is what I do. These beds right here, this is what's changed my life. I don't have to clock into no 9 to 5. This is my new normal. My new normal is pouring into my housing program and pouring into you guys as students and teaching you how you can start these up in your cities, in your states, with no zoning, no license, no certifications. I don't care if you did 30 years in prison. I really don't, because I got students that are felons that's doing their biggest one, and they really got 2, 3 houses up and running, and they pouring back into their community. They're offering housing for people that's in reentry and things like that. I was in the old community. How do I get the new one? So here's how you guys find me. So all my students, this is where we are now. We are in the Bed to Bread housing community on FB. You guys have to put the email that you purchased with to be approved. You have to put the email you purchased with to be approved. On FB, you have to click on your main page. So, okay, thank you, Rupert. Thank you. But yeah, y'all, this is where we are now. I'm no longer in any other community. This is where all my students have been moved to. So make sure you spread the word. I did not leave any of my students, but I had to create a new group. So this is where we are now. So make sure you don't get left behind. It's so much magic happening in here. We got nothing but success, nothing but winners. We pouring into our people, all of that, y'all. People coming in, the energy is amazing. We helping people, people dropping their testimonials. One of my guys, Darius just started last month. He already got his house filled and the people is moving in this week. Like when I tell y'all it's real heavy hitters in this community, I love that for them. I love that for them. Success leave clues for my people. So yeah, that's that on that. All right, I started marketing today, and I have gotten calls back already. Lane, know what she talking about? Period. Glam Goddess, listen, clock that tea. We got one of my students right here, Glam Goddess. She said she just started marketing today and gotten callbacks already. So that should tell y'all something. Y'all be like, how we fill our beds? How we fill our bed? I give y'all the whole blueprint from A to Z. Y'all just play too much. Y'all play too much and y'all want to do everything on your own and you want to struggle. You want to spin yourself in circles. Why not get a mentor that's been there and done that already? Why? Why not have access to a mentor or somebody that you can ask questions to and they can give you a real answer? They can properly guide you on how to maneuver in this space because they've been doing it since 2021. Like, stop playing so much. I promise y'all play too much. But I ain't here to convince nobody. The girls that get it, and the ones that don't, I hate that for you. I hate that for you. What to do next? Period. Shout out to Nuki for doing their biggest one. Period, Nuki. So shout out to all the action takers that's doing their biggest one and taking advantage of the sale. There's only 1 minute left while the programs are discounting y'all. Once I get off of here, the price is going back up. So I hate that for y'all. So everybody that's taking action, shout out to y'all for doing y'all biggest one. This is a community that you get ongoing support and you get to ask your questions. And we have free monthly meetups. It's called the Bed Number Two Bread Housing Community. So make sure you guys put the email that you purchased with to be approved, and then I will let everyone in. And remember, don't start asking questions until you watch your replay all the way through. And listen, y'all, you get forever access to your bundle. It never expires unless you delete out your email. And even if you delete out your email, all you gotta do is email me or inbox me and say, hey, can you resend it? And I'll resend it. So once you access my product shop, and listen, that's another thing. I don't know where this confusion came from when y'all thought that I left the group and y'all thought y'all wasn't gonna have access to my products no more. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? It's business as usual. I'm still teaching. Why would I come in y'all inbox and snatch y'all stuff out y'all inbox? Y'all gotta use y'all common sense. Y'all gotta stop being so easily deceived. When I tell y'all you have access to these digital products for life, that's what I mean. I would never. And then y'all's like, oh, is the class still going on? Why would y'all think that I would not be hosting the class? Come on now, y'all. Y'all know I get on these live platforms every single day. Y'all think about to sit here and play like that? All I got in this life is this face card that do not decline. You think about to get on here and play these type of internet games with people? Absolutely not. I'm building a brand. I don't have time for internet games. So if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I mean that. But I had to create a new community because that's what I was told to do, and that's what I did. So that's where all my students are coming into. So make sure you do not get left behind because the plane is taking off, y'all. Don't get left behind. It's called Bed to Bread Housing Community. And that's time. So if I don't have any more students, is there anybody else in the chat that want to become a student today and take advantage of the sale? Because if not, I'm heading out. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you want to become a student, drop me and I'm going to show you guys one last time. But if not, I'm going to head out and I'm going to put my prices right back up. But shout out to everybody in the chat that invested in themselves and that's doing their biggest one. It's to the top for you. Because listen, everybody that's connected to me, they win by default. I don't care who you are. Whether you a friend, whether you a student, whether you're a business partner, whether you a man, anybody, you come in contact with me, I'm going to leave you elevated every single time. And that's just that on that. All right, Blossom said me. Okay, so for the ones that want to become a student and join and start a housing program, what you're going to do, you're going to click on my profile picture right up here. So once you click on my profile picture, another box is going to pop up. Click on that box again. And then once you click on that box, it's going to take you to my TikTok page. And listen, y'all, this is my only profile, so make sure you guys are following me and do not get scammed. I would never inbox y'all first. So you're gonna click where it says Stand Store. I have 75K followers on TikTok. Lane Lavish is my handle. So if you want to join the live class, get your ticket to the Bed to Bread webinar. If you want to do the live class and get the bundle at the same time, you can just add this checkbox at checkout and the bundle is going to come to you straight. So you don't have to wait for class to get started. You can start tonight. So you can start watching your video, start taking action tonight with this bundle. And then we do have Klarna and Afterpay, guys. So if you want to break it down into the payment plans, one of my top students, her name is Majesty. Majesty used the payment plan. She's a single mother and she used a payment plan. And Majesty's in Arizona. She got 3 houses out now. So she ain't got a DoorDash no more. She was DoorDashing when she was watching me, but she ain't got to do that no more. She really living life on her own terms. So if you guys want to know the steps that I use to start my housing programs and be successful, you have to join the class or get the bundle. That's what's going to take you to your next level and get you plugged in into my community. And then once you guys become a student, you get forever access to your bundle for life. It never expires. And then you get ongoing support inside of this community that I created just for my students. This is just for my students where you guys have access to me and my other successful students. You get to ask questions, you get to build community, you get to vent, you get the ongoing support that you need. If you need us to speak life into you, we're going to do it in here and all of that. So just make sure you guys put the email you purchased with to be approved, and then I'll let you in. Congratulations, Lane. Thank you, Love Endure. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to my YouTube family for holding me down. Shout out to my TikTok family for holding me down. And shout out to my FB family for holding me down. I love y'all down. Jacynthia said, I have 5 clients and growing and getting keys to 3 properties. My nephew has properties. Period. Jacynthia, where are you located? Where are you located, Jacynthia? What's in the bundle? So the bundle is the masterclass that I've already taught my students that have multiple homes up and running. So in that masterclass video, I walk you guys literally from A to Z. How to start it up in any city in any state, how to find the clients that have money, how to find landlords and property management companies that will give you permission. I give you my landlord script inside that video as well. Hey, Patty, thank you. I give you guys, I teach you how to structure your housing program where it'll run by itself. You don't have to be shackled to your houses every day. So if you work a 9 to 5, you can still open up your housing program and work it outside of your 9 to 5. So that's what I teach you guys inside of that bundle. And also it comes with the forms that you want to use to be successful for your housing program. So we don't give out leases, but everything that we use inside of our housing program, I put it in that bundle. So the bundle is going to be your best bet. If you just want to attend a live class, you definitely can, but you will not get a replay and you will not get the forums included. Jacynthia said, thanks, Lane. You are the bomb. I'm in Philly. Oh, thank you, Jacynthia. Jacynthia, I'm coming to Philly in September. I'm doing an in-person event. I'm going to be releasing my tour date soon for y'all. I'm just waiting on the graphics girl to give me my graphics so I can officially put the flyer out. And so I could save the date and get y'all coins ready. But it's gonna be a vibe. I can't wait. I have some heavy hitter. I have some heavy hitter friends in Philly that's in business. I'm gonna try to link up with them and have them come out and speak on the businesses that they have. Like I really got some heavy hitters in Philly. Like the women in Philly is just different when it comes to business. Philly gonna be one of my favorite stops. I'm already knowing. One of my friends, she has a car rental business. She opened up a food restaurant. She opened up daycare. So when I tell you, Philly gonna come with that heat. I got friends that's doing credit out there. Listen, it's gonna be different for real, for real. So but shout out to all my students, all the action takers that invested in themselves. Welcome to the winning team. You cannot lose because you connected with a real one. And anybody that's connected to me that put in the work, that stay down for they come up, they automatically elevate. And that's just that on that. So make sure you guys don't forget to join the FB community that comes with your purchase, whether you got the live class ticket or whether you got your bundle. This group is where you're going to get your ongoing support and ask your questions. So even after you watch your video, the masterclass and you still have ongoing questions, this community here is going to get you right. So this is where you have access to me and my students. And then we have students from all across the US in this group, y'all. Not just me in Georgia. We got students in Cali, Arizona, Wisconsin, Iowa, Idaho, anywhere you can name, they in here. I got over 561 members and it's still growing. I had over 2,000 members in my other group, but I'm getting them back. So don't worry. We coming back strong. We rebuilding bigger and better. And it's gonna be so amazing and it's gonna be so intentional. So I can't wait to see all of y'all success. I can't wait to see y'all in the Bay Area. I'm gonna be in the Bay Area May 30th. We're gonna be on a rooftop, y'all. It's gonna be a vibe. We're gonna be talking the keys to take off of how you starting up one housing program can really turn you up and change your whole life. Because when I tell y'all one house was all it took for me to turn myself up, when I saw the potential that one house did for me, I was like, oh, I'm about to go all in. I'm about to get a second house. My second house that I got, y'all, it was a duplex. I rented a duplex. So I had side A and I had side B. So I was really running it up. I said, oh no, it's only once I started calculating the bed numbers the way that I teach y'all, when I say how much you can make a month, listen, y'all, when I started calculating them bed numbers, I said, oh yeah, I got to get this duplex over here. That duplex gave me like, was it 14 beds? I had 14 beds in that duplex on both sides, 7 and 7, but it was doing me so good. But that's what I teach you guys inside the bundle, inside the class, all of that. Go sign up. It's currently discounted. When I get off of here, price is going back up. We got Klarna and Afterpay. You better ask somebody, or you better, don't let nobody get you for your 77, but you better invest in that bundle because it's going to take you to the top. You put the work in. But just left Bay Area for work. I'm in West Virginia now. Oh man, okay. I know I got a lot of students in VA. I didn't think about that, but I don't know. I don't know if the VA students gonna come to Philly, or I wasn't thinking about VA because I'm gonna do Chicago. I'm doing Philly, and what else? I think that's the furthest up northeast though. Moonship said done. Period. Moonship. Welcome to the winning team. It's to the top for me and mine. Anybody connected to me, they automatically win, and that's just that one. That. And you could clock that T. Ain't no other coach having motion that my students is having, and you could clock that T. You could take that to the bank. And that's just that on that. It was one girl in my inbox. She had an event space in Chicago. I gotta find her. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna be in Chi-Town. I like Chicago. It's gonna be the summertime, not in this cold stuff. Not in this cold stuff. What if you are limited from taking incarcerated? You don't have to take them legacy. I teach you how to listen. Out of all my houses, I probably only have 3 that's came from incarceration. I got 49 beds. You ain't gotta listen. There's so many other demographics that you can house. Renee, what you mean me? All right, so this is a community that you guys get access to. Once you become a student of mine, we are locked in for life. So join the Bed to Bread housing community and make sure you guys put your email to be approved. You cannot, this is an exclusive invite only situation. This is not a free type situation. You're going to have to spend it to get around me. So if you spent that today and you did your big one and you invested in yourself, oh, girl, you take it too long, girl. I'll purchase. Listen, they playing so much. They gonna be. Oh, don't worry about it. The price about to go right back up. Don't worry. Don't tell them nothing. They gonna be sitting there. Well, what happened to the discount? Ain't no discount. You should have got it when I was on live because you played too much. A lot of y'all be playing, and my students didn't even get it for this good of a deal. I'm about to shoot. But Renee, what you mean me? What you mean, Renee? All right, y'all. I gotta go for real. I'm getting burnt out. Y'all know I'm an introvert. I can't be on here for too long. All right. Am I still doing one-on-one classes? What you mean, like VIP mentorship? Or you mean like coaching calls? Um, I'm a student for 1 week now. Period, Cynthia. Make sure y'all get in that group, please. Yeah, I don't know why y'all not finding me. Why are y'all not finding me? What's taking y'all so long? Why are y'all not finding the group? When I tell you I send out emails, I send out like 3 emails. And y'all playing. I sent out a daggone hit on Facebook Messenger. I sent out a hit on TikTok Messenger. Why are y'all not finding a new group? Why? Don't piss me off, please. Get in here. We gotta grow, y'all. It's only 561 people. I had over 2K members. What is going on? So yeah, if you can't find it, just inbox me and I'll send you the direct link. If it's not in your email, it might be in y'all spam folder, but just go to FB and type in bed to bread housing community. This is it, y'all. The realest in the field is not another me on this planet. The realest in the field, getting real results. We having real motion, real impact. So you have to search bed to bread under groups. That's what Pamela said, y'all. So make sure you search under the group. As soon as I get off of here, I'm letting everybody in. Thank you guys. Make sure y'all inbox me. Just inbox me. I gotta go. I'm getting tired. All right. Good night. Love y'all. See y'all later.